Okay.
You're live.
Hello, Morons. We are live in the air everywhere. My name is Zach.
My name is Jake.
And I am Carl. And we are going to start first with the NHL.
Good old hockey. That's my forte, huh? Not Matt Forte, but my forte.
Yeah.
Forte.
Let's
Matt
not
Forte.
talk about the Blackhawks and their weird ass trade.
No, the only reason we want to talk about the NHL real quick, I know we are going to be following Mr. Google is going to throw us out scores for Lightning and Red Wings. The Rangers play Colorado tomorrow. The Rangers are doing pretty decent. Two of the last three games they've won. The last three games Shesterkin has played, we talked about his contract and everything. Let's talk about how he finally showing consistency.
Yeah.
The last three games, two of those games were shutouts, so he had 100% save percentage. One was actually a win and shootout, so it went to a shootout. The other ones was like 5-0. And then there was one they lost that was quick. But the other one that they won, he had 97% save. And they were about 30 saves, 17 saves, stuff like that. So you're still getting 30 shots on goal, over 30 shots on goal, but he's actually stopping them. So that's good on defense and good on him. He had 30 saves. So finally, he's looking more consistent and looking like an $11.5 million goal.
Yep.
Right.
Now, can he stay like this? We will see. But maybe, we talked about maybe someone lit a fire under his butt. Maybe Giannis came up and lit a fire under his butt, because he lit a fire under the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't know what happened, but maybe it's the break coming up because, during the All-Star break, they're actually doing it differently this year. Nations, yeah. 4 nations are facing off. I think Russia,
Canada, Sweden,
and USA.
For hockey?
Yeah.
League of Nations.
Instead of doing like the East-West, all that, they're doing 4 nations. So you're playing for, so it's like a different version of the Olympics almost.
See, I want to speak of it because I read an article because there was a big trade that happened last night, including a 3 big team trade in the NHL.
And 2 of them are going to Carolina.
Yeah, it was including the Hurricanes, Avalanche.
Screw the Hurricanes.
And the Blackhawks. And I don't know why I included. I mean, the Blackhawks traded Taylor Hall to, I think, the Avalanche, or was it the Hurricanes? But all the Blackhawks got out of it was a 3rd round pick that were originally theirs that they traded to someone else.
Yeah, well, the Avalanche were the ones that got as of right now, the good end of the deal.
Yes.
To make a playoff run.
And I believe that deal was.
You said the Avalanche got the good deal. So did the Hurricanes. They're still going for the playoffs. They're still trying to stay in the playoffs. I think they're in the playoff hunt. They're still trying to stay in it.
True trading just Turkey for like a 6th round pick. In NFL terms. It's like, why? I didn't understand that trade. I was like, well, how does this affect this team and that team? And like, okay.
I never will understand pretty much NBA and NHL do this. 3 teams, right? Because it's like, so who's trading what? So what? They get these 2 players from the Jazz, right? Or we'll talk about this. They get 2 players from Avalanche to Carolina. Well, who does that 3rd team get? A random pick. Well, who's that pick coming from? Oh, that team. Well, then how did this team get part of this? Like,
yeah.
How do you decide who gets what, where it goes where? Are you trading it to them and then they're trading it, like, say you do 3 teams in the NBA. Does one team trade one from one and then to the other, but that's how they end up to the 3rd team?
See, in this trade, Carolina gets Taylor Hall from Chicago, Mikko Rantanen from Avalanche, the big star from there.
Right.
To Carolina.
And Niles Jotaro.
Rantanen. Isn't that also their goalie?
Mikko Rantanen?
No, Rata or whatever. Ratatata, I think.
I was saying his name last one. It's Rantanen.
No, but they got like another Rantanen or whatever.
Yeah.
In Carolina, he's a goalie.
Chicago gets a 3rd round pick in 2025
Via
Carolina.
Then Colorado gets Martin Necas, Jack Drury, a 2nd round pick in 25 and a 4th round pick in 26. So I'm like, okay.
Colorado gets the better of the picks, but that's them picks.
Yeah, but I'm like, 3-team trade and Chicago only gets a 3rd round pick. Like, what?
You don't see that a lot in hockey. You see that mostly in the NBA. Not so much hockey.
Yeah, I'm like a 3-team trade and Chicago gets 2 teams gets most of it, and here's Chicago getting
a draft pick.
Yeah, I'm like, the hell?
Well, if you were only going to get a draft pick out of it, why didn't you just trade with Colorado?
Exactly.
Or trade with
Carolina, because that was only the player you traded was to Carolina.
And then I think they were said something last season when Carolina was. Did they play the Rangers in the first? I don't remember.
Carolina?
They were saying something that they were one of the winningest franchises over like the last 10 years.
Carolina
That-
was, yeah.
That doesn't have a Stanley Cup.
I don't think they played last year. I know a couple years ago they did because I went to that.
Yeah.
And that's when the away team won until the last game 7. The Rangers won game 7 in Carolina to advance. And that was the first time an away team won in that series. But they didn't play last year, I don't think. I know they played Florida and lost. I can't remember who they played on the way down. It might have been a Carolina.
The last time the my team's been their Stanley Cup was 2016, I thought.
Stanley Cup or playoffs?
Stanley Cup.
Both.
Yeah, both.
I think it was 2018 last time the Blackhawks made the playoffs.
Close 2016.
So anyway, but I mean, yeah,
The Lightning went on their run.
the Rangers are right now still on the outside looking in.
Mhm.
I think Tampa Bay and Colorado are both in the playoff hunt and wild card and stuff like that. So the Rangers still can make it because they're getting these points.
Yeah.
Even when they won the shutout, they got 1 point. So even if they lost, there was a couple games before that. I think their last loss was overtime, or one of their losses was overtime. That's still a point. They're still getting points. So at least they're getting points towards the playoffs. So they're in the right direction, but they need to keep winning to get 2 points.
And then
2014, 2015 was the last time they won.
They play the Avalanche, and the next game after that is the Hurricanes.
they got some shooters of those teams.
And they beat the Hurricanes in the playoffs last year. They did. They did beat the Hurricanes in the playoffs last year because they mentioned, we beat them in the playoffs, but this year in the regular season, we haven't won yet against Carolina. So we got to beat them. They're in our division. They're in our conference.
The only Carolina professional team that's actually doing good.
Or Hurricanes. Oh, did you see the stats? Because there were games that have been postponed in the NHL. A team was playing the Hurricanes, got postponed because of a hurricane. And Calgary Flames were facing the LA Kings, but got postponed because of the Flames. How ironic. You get postponed because of the team you're playing is the natural disaster.
Right.
That's hilarious. I mean, not hilarious. Our thoughts are still with LA. Hopefully they can end the fire soon.
Yeah. And
Right.
I think, is it almost contained?
It's kind of contained.
Most of them are.
It's still, I mean, until it's out, it's contained, but it's not
100%.
official, right? Because stuff can happen to where another fire can start out, and embers and ashes, and homeless people can start more fires. I know that's how one of the fires started as a homeless person.
Several of them started.
Several of them started that way. Well, there's 3 big fires, right? Several small fires turn into a big fire,
Right?
Yeah, that's how it usually works.
Because
Most of it wasn't other reasons before, right? This is a different reason why.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are talking about terrorists or whatever it is. I don't think that's what it is. It's just homeless people being homeless people.
Yeah.
Unfortunate events, right?
Mental health.
Mental health and everything. We also want to mention that we got the hat. We are going to be drawing them for the punishments tonight.
I was about to get to that. We have a hat just here, and no one's talked about it yet.
Because I forgot to mention it in the opening.
Yeah, so we do have punishments tonight. So me and Jake are choosing our punishment. Now, until the show is over, Carl does have a punishment. But Jake's like, you know what? I have a change of heart. Draw from the hat. Some of them are worse than his damn punishment that he already picked.
Yeah. And for us a reminder, Carl's punishment is a game of a dodgeball where he's blindfolded, wearing a helmet, and wearing a dress, and I get 5 throws just to chuck it at him.
Oh, how decent. 5 throws. You could do it 20 minutes or 10 minutes. You could do it in 5 minutes. You could do it in a minute.
You have a lot of throws at 5 minutes.
I'm going to say 1 minute you can do more than 5 throws. You say 5. That's very
I was
generous
being
of you.
nice.
I'll say that's very generous of you.
Yeah.
He's also in a dress, so I mean.
Yeah, I could have said 5 minutes, all the throws I could.
And you can still take 20 minutes to throw a ball. You never gave a time limit. So
Yeah.
he's just sitting there blindfolded, dodging. Am I done yet? Nope.
No, he has to stay still. That's the rule. Stay
can't.
still.
Okay,
He
fine.
cannot
He
move.
stays still, but a ball hasn't come by yet. He's like, have you thrown one? Nope. I just want
I'm just
people to
out
look
there
at
till
your dress.
midnight and everybody's gone inside.
Plot twist. He doesn't throw any balls for 2 days.
He's standing out
And
there.
if you notice our hands, we do have Super Bowl rings from cupcakes. Yeah, we're
Yeah, we
morons.
do.
So
We
have
were
to do
told to wear them.
We got told to wear them. We willingly wanted to wear these. Is that better? That wasn't.
Hey, whenever I
Willing
wear it, I think of
participants.
right now. I'm thinking like Steve Monum or Michael holding up my 4 fingers and having that Super Bowl ring for the 4 Horsemen, or Ric Flair holding up his and Arn Anderson holding up their Hall of Fame rings. That's what I'm thinking of. So anyway, I think we're pretty much done with the NHL.
Yeah. My Blackhawks.
I mean, there's not much going
We're like
on.
bottom
Not
last
much
in the
has
league.
changed. We'll talk more during the All-Star break and talk about how this new League of Nations or whatever you want to call
I
it,
don't know what it's called.
the Nations Face Off, I think is what it's called.
Nations face off. Yeah.
That should be interesting. I'm definitely gonna watch the All-Star game because I want to see it. It's
Yeah,
better. It's better than the Pro Bowl game at the freaking flag football.
Yeah.
But it's not a traditional All-Star
Which-
game anymore. It's
Which
just,
can I say? I do love the fact that they do flag football.
yeah.
Now that flag football is going to be part of the Olympics and NFL stars can compete, I do like the fact that it's flag football. One, it's going to get more people to want to play
Yeah.
that are stars because you still got a chance of injury, still could go out and tear an ACL, right? Because they're
Yeah.
stars and it happens. It's not contact. But less of other injuries like concussions for Tua and me. If you guys don't know, I got a concussion on Tuesday at work. I decided I want a headbutt piece of equipment, I
He
guess.
cleared concussion protocol. That's why he's on the podcast.
But they
He could have avoided second
and,
question if he wore
it's something
hard hat.
different. And because of the fact that it was becoming like, I don't want to play, I don't want to play, I don't want to play. So you're a Pro Bowl quarterback, but yet you're like the 10th best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
Or the 15th best quarterback because no one wants to play because no one wants to get hurt. Now it's more of a, hey, I'll play. It's nice for the fans. So I do like that aspect. It still sucks because it's not football.
Yeah.
Right.
It's flag football.
That's you got a good point there.
Which, by the way, I've seen some people play some flag football. When I was in New York, I worked for a guy who like ran a flag football league or a team, and they do like nationals and stuff. And just like the dips and stuff that they do is freaking, that's athletic. Like when I see them like dip to dive to avoid being taking their flag off, like they're professional flag football players, I guess, where they take it serious.
Professionals.
So but they do dips and stuff to where they don't get their flag taken. It's actually pretty athletic. So I'm actually interested to see what the Olympics bring in because they're going to try hard. It's not like they're going to go out there and play like a five, like a PB, like 2 or a second, third grade team.
Yeah.
Are we going to NBA?
So the Rangers are only 1 game out of the wild card right now.
Yeah, they've came up.
So-
They were a few back, and now because of those points, they're not that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, NBA college basketball.
NBA college
We
basketball.
put this together because there's not much on the NBA. There's really not much difference on college. In college basketball, we can kind of talk about today. Texas beat Texas A&M. Texas A&M was 13.
Yep.
Texas beat another ranked team, I think, a couple days ago.
Because Quinn Ewers wasn't playing.
Florida won. Yeah. Florida won too.
Yeah,
Florida
did.
destroyed. They were up like 67-39 with
Yeah,
like 10 minutes to go in the second half. I wanted to say second quarter. I forgot they played half.
My team got
Yeah, they beat
ransacked.
Georgia.
last week. Purdue.
Yeah, Purdue destroyed Michigan,
They beat Georgia by 30.
but then Illinois got destroyed by Maryland,
Yeah.
right? They beat Georgia by 30, you said, Florida?
And,
I know Wisconsin-
Georgia's ranked. Florida's ranked. Sorry.
Wisconsin lost to UCLA by 2, and then their 7-game win streak.
Mhm.
But we talked about it on the phone, like Wisconsin still could jump up in the rankings. I mean, Michigan was ranked under them. They're 21, right?
Oh yeah, they're at dip
You
out.
said
But there's
Kentucky
other-
lost to Vandy?
Huh?
You said Kentucky lost to Vandy?
No, we haven't talked about that yet. Kentucky lost to Vandy. Vandy beat Tennessee, I think, a couple
They
days
beat
ago.
Auburn too.
No, they
Oregon
didn't
lost-
beat Auburn.
Oregon lost to Minnesota.
Oh, they did end up losing.
Minnesota.
And I was going to bet on that game. But I was like, college basketball or any basketball is
Minnesota.
hard to bet on.
But Minnesota beat Michigan last week too. So
Yeah,
they've got
Minnesota should be up there. I don't know what the rankings are,
They're
but
like 9. I think they're like
They're
10
11
and
and 9.
11 and 9. They were 8 and 9. When
oh,
they
they're
played
not
us.
going to be ranked at 11 and 9.
But
But
they
yeah,
win the
Kentucky
conference.
lost.
They can punch their ticket to the tournament.
Kentucky lost again. You mentioned they lost again.
Oh, this will make it.
Duke's number 2. I think they're winning. Or
They are.
3.
They
They're
won
2.
by 7.
They're 2 or 3, right?
They're number 2.
They're number 2.
17-2. They won.
I
6.
know.
Wisconsin was 18. As long as they beat Nebraska, they'll go back up and they'll stay in the standings at 18, maybe 20 or jump up a little
Iowa
bit.
State's still third.
Yep.
Iowa State won. They came back from behind in that game.
I don't feel bad. Purdue was 11.
No, and Purdue's Purdue.
Yeah,
Purdue's
I
a
mean, they don't
basketball
have Zach
school.
Key anymore, but they're still Purdue.
Well, they were in
At
the
least
national title game
at least
last year against UConn.
Again, they don't have Zach Key though.
At least their basketball team can actually win a game. Their football team can't.
Yeah.
1-11. All right.
But there's some shocking, not shocking, right? But some of these ranked teams are going down, which early in the season and not during conference tournaments and stuff like that.
St. John's.
So you're going to see a lot of change. Like Texas is always a team that's going to make the tournament. They may not be ranked, but they're going to make the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Texas.
Oh yeah.
They usually make the tournament.
Okay.
Hey, you know what? We're going to do brackets, and that's going to be another punishment.
Oh yippee.
We already know we're going to do brackets.
I know.
Yeah, but how are you gonna? Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, it's 2 months away.
Points.
Score.
We're gonna do like 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 point. That's how they do. That's how they usually.
San
do
Jose
it.
State to win it all.
Go Badgers! Just don't play Duke in the finals, please.
Enjoy your punishment.
Who?
But if I'm
San Jose
right,
State.
St. John's all the way.
Hey, go NCAA. Let's go.
right? Anybody can make the tournament.
What's the name of that? No.
Well, 64 teams, right?
I don't know, Jim.
We're talking about
What's the name of that
broadcasters, and we
college
talked
with
about
that
Tony
nun?
Romo
That
calling a basketball
Oh,
game with Jim Nance. That'd
Loyola.
be great.
College, Chicago.
Or Pat McAfee
Loyola?
and Kirk Herbstreit doing
Yeah.
a game.
Joe Loyola.
The nun who's passed away, by the way.
Oh, she
Sister
did?
Mary?
Yeah.
Is it Sister, no, not Sister Mary. Sister Jean.
Sister Gina.
Yeah.
I thought.
Sister Jean.
I thought she passed away. I mean,
I thought you were still
I'm,
thinking
I'm
of
talking over here, and you guys are talking to yourself. I'm talking to the thing.
sorry.
But we're talking about announcers, right? We're
Yeah.
talking about Jim Nance and Tony Romo doing like a basketball game, or better yet, Pat McAfee and
Kirk
Kirk
Herbstreit.
Herbstreit.
Because the whole brought up was Mike Tirico is
Is-
going to be the lead play-by-play guy for NBC or for
For NBA
NBA.
games.
And so we were talking about who would fill in the, we actually mentioned Jeff Van Gundy, Mark Jackson.
And then we just went off the
Then we
topic.
just went off topic with Chris
I said I
Collinsworth.
want to do Pat. Yeah, Chris Collinsworth and
Now,
Mike
here's a guy
Tirico
in
doing an
LeBron
NBA
James, you know.
game.
Hey, Jason says hi.
Hi, Jason.
Hi,
Or
Jack.
how about Pat McAfee doing an NHL game? Like, come on. They start fighting. You see Pat McAfee eating, and
He will do it if it's Winnipeg.
he's gonna start
He was
eating,
loved
right?
in Winnipeg. Remember he took his show to Winnipeg last year.
He
in the
did,
playoffs.
didn't he?
Yep. So, I mean, I don't know if that was more of a ESPN move or his move, but he did. He got the crowd fired up and everything.
Yeah,
Give me the Avalanche. No, I'm
Could you
kidding.
see him start eating though in the broadcast booth during an NHL game if there's a fight?
Right.
They play day one.
Imagine if
James
John
Wilson.
Madden was still alive. He's doing a basketball game.
That'd be hilarious.
I
If
don't-
John Madden did a basketball game,
Oh.
most watched basketball game ever.
Pick and roll and really gets it in the hole.
You can get the two worst teams playing against
I
each
still
other,
watch
and it would be the most watched still
Oh yeah.
of all time.
Oh, because of John Madden. Duh.
Oh, speaking of NBA, I just looked at the standings. You know who's sixth in the East right now?
I don't know.
The Detroit Pistons.
They are.
They are. Look at it.
'Cause I know the
No
Bucks
lie.
are 4, right?
Bucks are 4. I don't because Orlando went down to 7.
So the top 6 in the East is the Cavs,
Why would I make that up, Jake?
Celtics, Knicks, Bucks,
I don't care about the
Pacers,
top 10.
just Pistons.
I know. We
I was
said
just
they
saying
are,
the top
and
6.
he said yes. We don't need to know the top 6.
I'm just saying that for me, okay?
We all
Hey,
think it's
the
probably
Lakers
the
are like-
Cavaliers or Thunder.
What are the Lakers? 4 or 5?
Lakers or
5.
5. They're not. How are they not a playing team? Like they just.
They're secretly getting up there.
You don't even know. Like usually the last few years they've been playing teams that we just thinking they're playing teams.
Bronny got 31 points for the South Bay Lakers.
Oh, good job, Bronny.
5 from 11 from downtown.
Hey, you know what? That's
Nobody
improvement.
guarding him, but you know.
That's improvement because he's in the G League. But hey, 31 points.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
he's
he
only
was
lost
balling.
8 games all
That's-
year.
I mean, we talk crap about him. Yes, he did have a
Better
heart
than
attack.
Lonzo. What's his name? Jello Ball. Who's the rapper now?
The Angelo?
Yeah, he's doing rap now
Yeah.
Can't do this.
because he can't play basketball.
Jello. Jello ball.
LiAngelo, but they call him
He said-
Jello.
He said Jello.
Yeah, that's his nickname.
I know.
Jello.
Jello ball.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
his
you can't
name's
take that back
LiAngelo, though.
That's why he's G3 is his rap name.
Oh my god.
He's a rapper now. You didn't know that?
I'm glad I didn't.
So was
I saw it on Facebook. That's
so
what
was
he said.
Lonzo.
Yeah, but Lonzo at least has a basketball career to go to.
He's not bad at rapper. He was on Matt Singer.
Who?
Lonzo Ball.
He was, wasn't he?
Yeah. He
Yeah.
wasn't bad. He got like 5th or 6th.
Hey, I don't know. I haven't finished this season. Don't tell me this season.
I don't know who's on this. I don't watch it anymore.
I know
That's
who won.
stupid.
It's over. Don't tell me that either.
I don't want to watch it.
I'm not going to. So who won?
Boys, man, they were the Buffalo.
I knew they were the Buffalo.
That's the only time the Bills have ever won.
Boys, the men won.
Mario.
Spoiler alert. Boys, the men won. But you know what?
Mario was
You
a
ain't
Hornet.
wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Mario was a Hornet.
Mario was the one.
Who's Mario? Oh, the
You
rapper.
should let me love. Like that guy, right?
Yeah.
Have they ever had Brian McKnight on there?
No.
We got way off topic.
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about the
Hey, you know who
Masked
was on Masked Singer? Gronk.
Yeah, so was
Singer. So was
Bradshaw.
Drake Bell.
So was John Elway.
This went from sports to pop culture.
Hey, when we go into the
So was
offseason,
Terry
we gotta talk
Bradshaw
about
in the
this
first
stuff.
Hey.
season. He was the deer.
Hey, first of all, we're talking about NBA, so wasn't Victor Oladipo.
Yeah, he was.
And he's a rapper.
So you know,
Dwight Howard was too.
So you know who was also on the Masked Singer? Jordan Mailata.
Was he?
Football?
Yeah, Jordan Mailata was on the Masked Singer.
So was Mark Sanchez. Dirty Sanchez.
So was Terry Bradshaw as a deer.
Butt fumble.
Buffalo. The only reason they got Mark Sanchez.
That's all he's going to be known for the rest of his life.
Also, like
He's not a bad.
Jordan
actor.
Mailata is a great singer, by the way. If you're not seeing videos of him,
They need Romo on it.
So anyway,
I don't know. They're Robin Thicke.
I think our NBA college football talk is done.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball.
Our college basketball.
What I will do we still it's still too early to decide. I mean, can we go up on the standings a little bit? Let's
Yeah.
just see. I think Thunder are still leading the West.
And Cavaliers are still in the East,
Yep.
right?
5.5 back are the Celtics. Woo, Nick 7.5.
So they're up like 5.5.
Pacers are 5th.
And
Where the
Bucks
hell
are-
did the Indiana Pacers come from
So
other
just
than
think of this-
Indianapolis?
Think of this though, in the same division. You got Cavaliers 1, Bucks 4, and Pacers 5th.
Guess who's only won 6 games all year?
Wizards.
The Wizards.
Oh, Wizards. I'm
I
not
was
going
gonna
to
say Jazz.
Jazz are down there too.
They won 10.
Oh,
Double
you
digit.
did it. Your double-digit wins. But yeah, you got the same division. You have Indiana Pacers at 5, Bucks at 4, Cavaliers at 1.
Well, the thing about it
So
is
you got the
So out of 5 teams, 3 of them are from the same division.
yeah, I don't know why we're yelling. We got microphones.
just like how
Jake needs to because he didn't talk into it.
I do.
You're over here cuddling me.
And you act like that's a bad thing, and you're not saying no.
I keep trying to read it. I feel like I'm dizzy.
I just like how the Cavs,
Concussion protocol.
the,
Oh, I
the
thought that was
Wizards
Bill
are
Cosby joke.
the worst team ever, but they're like 5 games behind the Hornets.
Where's how the hell are the Clippers doing anything without Paul George?
Kawhi Leonard, is he even playing?
It's James Harden running the show.
Yeah, Clippers are 25-19.
Is Kawhi Leonard still hurt?
Yeah,
Dude's been hurt for 3 years.
dude, he hasn't played much
Michael
since
Thomas
he won
in the
the
NBA.
title and signed with the Clippers.
Michael Thomas in the NBA. But my thing I was going to go back to, Zach and Jake, was that who's going to be the team that knocks the Celtics out in 7 games?
Bucks.
You think it's going to be the Bucks?
I say the Bucks or the Cavaliers.
Well, yeah, the Cavaliers.
I got to go with the team with the most experience. That'd be the Bucks.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the Bucks.
I say if they play, yeah, the Bucks, because here the Bucks started off rough, but they've had one of the best records
Since then,
since that tournament.
Oh, yeah.
Since the cup started, they've had the best record.
Pistons all the way.
Well, maybe not the best record. Maybe.
Well, they had one of the
Cavaliers.
best turnarounds because
But
they
because
was.
they're 4, you know why they're 4 now? Because they had a horrible start.
Oh yeah.
If they started off like they played in the cup, let me tell you, they probably would be giving Cavaliers
I
more
don't
money.
think. I mean, if you look at both teams that are in the finals, the Thunder and the Bucks.
Yeah.
And they're both still thriving. Like
Oh yeah.
they want to. We could talk
We're
crap all we want
talking
to
about
the
old
cup,
school basketball. There's a Thunder right there. Defense wins their games.
But my point was that momentum, winning the cup, could catapult you to play.
That what?
What?
There's no such thing as momentum. Energy. Energy, the feel.
Oh my God, he's
The
a
same
momentum.
fucking
No, it's not. Momentum is force, like you're going down thing, momentum.
But it can catapult you into bigger and better things.
Yes.
You tell me if Bucks don't win that, they probably still in the same spot.
Oh, man.
I mean, they could be in the play-in, but I'm happy they are up there because you guys.
Well,
are
if they don't
proud
win it,
about
I
it.
still think if they don't win, I still think, or not just win, but get to the finals. Let's just say the finals, because that's just
What
one.
about Eastern Conference Finals?
No, I'm talking about
The
finals
NBA.
for the play.
Okay.
The NBA Cup or whatever it was.
Right.
So who cares if they won or not? That's just one extra win, right?
Right.
See,
If they don't play well, or not well, but if they don't get to the finals, maybe they get to the semifinals or the quarterfinals, I still think they're not in the play-in because they just turned it around.
Right.
The play-in helped them, and I think it got their mind right.
Right.
The chemistry, whatever you want to call it, momentum, whatever you want to call it. I joke around the momentum,
Yeah.
but whatever you want to call it, right? It got them right.
Yeah.
Whether it's right in the head, that meeting got them right. It wasn't
Yeah.
the cup, but that meeting got them right, and the leaders of that team took over. Whether it's God, Lillard, whether it was Giannis, whether it's Lopez, Middleton, whoever it is,
Middleton's coming off the bench.
whoever it was, got them to be where they're at.
And they gotta get out of the first round. They've been
They have
aggressive. I mean, I don't think that
They have to get out. To be honest, for Doc Rivers to save his job, I think they have to get to the Eastern Conference Finals for him to save his job. Because the team did what they needed to do is turn around. You already fired your assistant coach, Ham. You're next.
Yeah.
And you have the talent.
Yep.
We know you have the talent. You won a ring without Damian Lillard. They expect a ring with Damian Lillard.
Right.
And if you don't win a ring, Giannis is gone.
Exactly.
He's going to go somewhere else. And you know what? No one in Milwaukee's going to hate Giannis. You won a ring for us.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah.
You need to go somewhere else to win more rings. And maybe they'll do something for you and go somewhere else.
Yeah.
We didn't like it. I still don't like the fact that we got Doc Rivers.
Yeah, when he announced over,
He's a fraud.
Yeah.
He has the most Game 7, not Game 7, but 3-1 leads.
blown.
Most. I mean, I think the record was like there was 10 Game 7 or 3-1 leads blown. He done like 7 of them. Like it's bad.
Oh yeah.
Most coaches, out of all the coaches,
And the
in
bad
NBA,
thing
they
is
usually
that
have
they
one.
one or two. He's got like
5. Like come on.
and they hired him mid-season and they put him in mid-season.
And I don't hate the
I
fact that
didn't
he's a
get that
mid-season
fact.
hire.
I didn't get that fact.
If you're gonna fire a coach mid-season and you hired him, I'm not mad at the fact you hired him mid-season. But then when he lost the first round with a great team, because I still don't understand why he was fired. Mike Budenholzer was fired in the first place.
Doc Rivers has defense.
They were winning.
Yeah, they were winning. Oh, yeah.
So
they were
no,
And he
winning.
got fired.
there was a close between Mike Budenholzer and Doc Rivers.
Was there?
Yes, because after Mike Budenholzer, there was a guy that was.
He was an interim.
No, he was.
I like how we're not talking about Jimmy Butler in Miami.
Well, that's coming because where's he going to go? Anywhere but Memphis.
Why is that one?
He don't want to go to Memphis.
Just Memphis? Just what?
Not
John
Ghetto.
Morant?
I get bringing too many guns around the strip clubs, I guess.
Maybe it's his illegitimate brother from Michael Jordan.
Probably.
Joe Puntry. Oh, and Adrian Griffin was the head coach after.
Oh yeah, I do remember Adrian. But they were still winning.
Yeah, they were winning.
I guess Doc Rivers was available, but I don't understand why he fired him when they're winning, right?
They were winning,
Well,
but I think
maybe
they
it's
fired Adrian Griffin.
I don't know, Zach. Maybe they fired him thinking they could get instill defense in him and maybe sacrifice last
But
year.
when
to get
you
better.
don't win, and I don't
know.
care if it wasn't a full season with Doc Rivers,
Go ahead.
when you don't win that first round,
Yeah.
you get bounced pretty bad. How you got fired him?
Could have made it to the second round.
But the thing is, was their pickup coach available? Probably not. So you keep him.
Yeah. See,
They're not going to keep him this year if they don't get out the first round for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I don't.
He'll be fired the next day. They'll be lucky to come back
This
to
is going
Milwaukee.
to become first ever player coach in NBA history.
yeah, Adrian Griffin was fired because yes, they were like one of the best teams in the league, but they also had one of the worst defenses.
Welcome to the new NBA,
Yep.
where
Like,
they except the Thunder, where you have bad defenses because it's not about defense; it's about scoring points.
Cleveland's kind of that same way though. That's why they're kind of like mirror images.
Unless you're the Thunder that leads deep every.
Well, that's what I'm
single
saying.
game,
Except
and
for the
defense.
Thunder, where we know that you're barely scoring 100 on them.
Oh yeah,
Think about this
with
for a
that
second.
full
That just
court
dawned
press
on
they're
me.
doing.
Think about this for
The
a
fact that
second.
they're doing 90s basketball and it's still working.
No, I'm talking
Oh yeah,
about
they're doing
Cleveland.
that full court press.
How
Yeah.
the Browns have shit the bed, and you got the Guardians who went to the ALCS, and now the Cavaliers who are doing well. Why can't the football team get right?
Because it's the Browns. Okay,
It's
they
the
like to put
Browns.
flags
What do you
over their head.
think?
They shouldn't have got rid of
Because they got Massage Watson and they deserve everything that's coming towards
Yeah.
them.
Like Mr. Google said last week, can he still walk with these
They got a younger
Can
version.
he still walk
of-
next year?
Yeah.
Who cares about 50? Can he walk next year?
He's out all next year. So massage, watch it. I don't know where we're gonna go.
They got a younger and more athletic version of Bill Cosby in Cleveland. Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about Jimmy Butler or no?
Yes.
Yeah, he's still playing for the Heat, but he wants out. And they
Yeah,
have,
he doesn't want to go to Memphis.
He doesn't want to go to Memphis.
Where do you think he's gonna go?
Lakers.
Lakers.
Because the next place he goes, he says he wants to retire. Do you think the Lakers make the push? I think they do.
I was gonna say maybe
Shy of giving up Anthony Davis and LeBron.
The asking price is kind of high because
Right.
they want a
And,
star
and,
player.
and the thing is, if you're the Lakers,
LeBron's back to the Heat. Oh, sorry.
they want to start playing in return. Does the Heat or does the Lakers have that star player? We're like, Anthony Davis.
They're
Anybody-
sixth in the Western Conference. They're
anyone's
doing
gonna be a
something
damn
right.
star player after LeBron and Anthony Davis. I think he goes to.
I gotta read it this week too.
I haven't read a cold take it like, but it's yours.
I haven't read it in a while.
I don't care who reads it.
Fucking
I'll
take it out of my
fucking
damn
read it.
hands.
I
I'll
really don't
read
care who reads it. You just said I gotta read it this week. I was like, I haven't read it in a while, but I don't care.
Get the camera. It's got a face.
So-
Cupid and everything. It's like a. Did you read me a Valentine's Day note?
Where do you think he goes though? Who do you think has star
I
power to give?
honestly thought.
Because look
it
at
was
the
Lakers.
Bucks. Lakers are good. Bucks aren't going to give up their star players.
No, I was gonna say what team has star players but willing to give up that star power for Jimmy
I
Butler?
hate to say it, and this is gonna piss someone in this room off. Mavericks.
Yeah.
They can afford to give
But
somebody
who are you
up.
going to give up though? You're not going to give up Luka, and you're not going to give up Kyrie.
But
So Klay Thompson.
There's Klay Thompson.
but
But
say you do give up Luka.
is Miami going to go? Oh, we'll take Klay for Jimmy Butler.
That's what I'm saying. You could trade Luka if you don't think he's gonna be around. Trade him to Miami,
No,
then re-sign Jimmy
that's
Butler.
your future though. That's the problem.
He's not gonna be around if they don't win a ring.
I don't think they give up Luka though. That's the thing. I don't
No.
think
They'll go.
Mark Cuban. He's not the guy, but he's going to help make those decisions. And
Right.
I don't think they're going to give up. There's no way they give up.
And the only reason I brought that up is you got 3 star
Look, if
players.
they give up Luka, we're all going to go live on our phones and do a promo about it and be like, "Holy crap!"
Mhm.
But I don't think they
I'm
give up
calling it
Luka.
right now.
They might give up Kyrie. They might give up Kyrie. They
Maybe
might
some
give
draft
up
picks.
maybe Clay and some picks.
Yeah.
Maybe Clay and a down low guy for a start, or Clay and another starter down low. But you're not going to give up Luka.
No. Just
Like the Bucks are not going to give up Giannis and Damian Lillard.
yeah, just like they didn't give up Nowitzki.
Yeah, they're not. They're just not going to, right?
Right.
I don't hate it. I just don't think they're going to.
Yeah, he's the best player on that team.
And you're not going to give up your best player for another best player and kind of be in the same position you're already in.
Yeah.
Because if you want Jimmy, you want Jimmy and Luka together. See, that's the problem. Miami's asking price is so high,
That's why I had to mention
but
Dallas.
but yet Butler wants to play with those stars. That's why he wants to leave.
Right.
Him and Luka would be amazing. That's why you could technically give up a Clay and maybe even a Kyrie.
Yes.
Try it over with him and Jimmy Butler.
one or the other. You can't give up both.
What was they would think about it if it was just those two, Jimmy and a pick, right? If you got some picks coming your way, you
Yeah,
give
well,
up
that's what I'm saying.
Kyrie
You can give up.
plus Clay.
Maybe.
But you gotta give them picks.
Yeah.
All Dallas will give up is Kyrie and Clay. You give them Jimmy and some picks, you might have a deal.
Yeah.
Because that's who Jimmy wants to play with. Jimmy doesn't want to play with Kyrie or Clay. He wants to play with Luka.
Yeah. I don't think.
If he goes to Dallas, right? Just like if he goes to LA, he doesn't care about Anthony Davis. He wants to play with LeBron.
Right.
Right.
So you could give up Anthony
But
Davis.
I don't think.
But the
that-
Lakers aren't going to give up Anthony Davis.
Right. You'd have to give up Kyrie because I don't think Kyrie and Jimmy Butler would play well.
Yeah, you have to give up Kyrie, but it's either going to be Kyrie and Clay and some picks,
Yeah, you also got
or Kyrie or Clay and picks,
You gotta-
or Kyrie and Clay, and then you get
And then
3
you
or
gotta think
4
about
picks.
bench
You gotta
players, too.
put
You throw that in
chemistry
there.
in the factor
Right.
of trading.
Well, yeah, I know that. I'm not saying that, but I'm talking about who Jimmy wants to play with these
Yeah.
teams. He's going to want to play with the number 1 star, so you have to give up the number 2. But who's willing to give up a number 2 for Jimmy Butler? I don't think the Bucks might give up Damian Lillard. But to be honest, it'd be Damian Lillard for Jimmy Butler, and that's it.
Yeah.
They won't give up picks. Miami, they won't even ask for picks. They're like, hey, we'll take Jimmy Butler. If you want to throw picks, that's fine. We'll give you Lillard, but that's all we're giving you.
Yeah.
We're not going to give you anybody else.
Miami's not in a mood to trade right now, though.
No.
Miami's not going to trade Jimmy.
No, Pat Riley's already said that. Unless there's a very lucrative deal, I'm not accepting it.
And again, that lucrative deal is LeBron back to Miami. That lucrative deal is give us Giannis. That lucrative deal is give us Luka.
You don't gain anything by taking.
And that's the thing. Like, go ahead.
You don't
you
gain
don't
anything.
by taking LeBron. That's
Yeah.
You gain
A
gain
40
money.
plus
You
year
gain
old
money because you
aging
can raise
superstar?
ticket prices.
Yeah,
you
you
can
could
put
put
seats or butts and seats.
Yeah.
That's pretty much
That's
all you're
what you
getting
get.
from LeBron.
Miami wants wins. They don't care. The fan base doesn't
Pat Riley
give
will
a
take
shit.
the money.
Yeah, well,
Pat Riley will, yeah.
He's the GM now, right? Like,
But my thing is like, why does he want House so bad? I don't understand it.
because Miami's not going anywhere. They're not doing anything for him.
no.
Right?
They lived off the success of Hero and
Bam Adebayo.
Adebayo, thank you. They lived off of Butler and a good role player, but then they don't play the role players.
Right.
Is Hero still on the team? I don't hear much of him.
Yeah, he's doing great this year. He's an all-star.
I said I don't hear much of him. Like he's not the number one guy. But yeah, because Butler's been hurt or suspended.
Yeah, he didn't go on their flight with their 2 games. So he's suspended for 2 games.
He's suspended because they want to suspend him because see that's the thing. It's him and management are going at it.
Mm-hmm.
They're not doing much for him. He's probably outspoken to them, and they don't like it. So now it's like, oh, we're gonna punish you. We're gonna do this, and he's like, okay, well, I want to trade. Now they're punishing him for wanting to trade.
Hasn't he?
That's
earned,
why he wants out.
Hasn't he earned that calling because he took him to 2 finals? He didn't win.
He earns the calling, yes, but the fact
He
is,
literally
like,
put him on his
Miami's
back.
like Jerry Jones right now. They're like, oh, we're gonna punish you for
Ooh.
speaking your mind.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Look
right.
what happened to Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
Oh, he had an interview for the Bears. Oh, we're not gonna give you the interview. Then they can't come to an agreement. Boom, fired.
Yep.
The Bears weren't going to get him anyway. I mean, they're going to go after Ben Johnson. He was going to be like, hey, if we can't get Ben Johnson, we'll take
You
you.
would save it for the NFL. Come on, scale it back and go back to basketball.
No, I'm just saying that's what
No,
they're like.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Well, we're not going to talk about Mike McCarthy and really the Cowboys, all that stuff. We're going to talk about other stuff about the Cowboys. Even
But-
if it's a
but
good
what
one, don't
led
want
up
us to
to
talk
that-
about it.
Hey, but what led up to that was the Mike McCarthy situation.
All right.
The thing about
Anything else you want
Butler
to talk
is
about NBA?
Keep my team's name out your mouth.
keep on doing
Oh, he's gonna pull a Will Smith. Who you gonna smack?
Exactly.
But
You.
Hey, I didn't say anything.
like if you look at other teams around the league, they are young teams. Like there's nobody. Denver's not going to give up Jokic for Butler.
Oh, you give him Jokic, you deserve to lose every single game. I don't care how great
Right.
Butler is.
Jokic
Jokic is like a 3-time MVP, isn't he?
good,
or
about
2.
maybe 4.
Is he 2 or 3?
I think he's
I don't know.
3 or 2. I know he's at least 2.
He should be winning it almost every damn year.
I think he's
Almost,
three.
yeah. Well, he got beat out by a good Thunder or Minnesota team last year.
I
And
think
Thunder
there's
are
a
right back
stretch
up
where
there.
he won it like 3 years
Well,
in
Embiid
a
won it
row.
last year. Embiid's not going to win it this year. I
No.
think that's going to go to SGA.
SGA.
Dolores Alexander, the guy from Oklahoma City,
Oh yeah.
or Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, that's who.
I mean, you could throw all these guys in that conversation. That's going to lead us to the big board later. But we
What
want to
about-
talk
what
about.
I
about
think
London?
somehow Cleveland finds a deal to team up Jimmy Butler and Donovan Mitchell.
Jokic was NBA MVP last year.
Right.
Was it Embiid? Was 2 years ago.
But he's been 2 years.
He's been an all-star for the last 6 years in a row.
But
7 years
Jokic
in a
is
row.
only at one time?
What?
Jokic just won.
He's
2,
got
right?
3 of them.
3. That's what.
He
Right.
gets
I'm
4.
saying he got it
He's-
last year. 21, 22, 24.
21, 22. That's right. Then
He's-
they gave him 3 years.
Yep.
That was the big deal because they thought he deserved it in 2023 too. But they
Yeah.
didn't want to give it to him 3 times.
They gave it to him 3 times in 4 years.
You should have given it to him 4 times. To be honest. Jokic is the best player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
Because you get all these best
dominated,
players, and guess what?
dominated.
They're all from foreign leagues or foreign countries.
Well, again, when they started doing the foreign stuff and the people from Europe and the people coming over, they weren't always like the best players in the NBA. They were good role players, but they weren't the best players. By the way, we don't have a sponsor, but if you want to know what Mr. Google slipped me, it's called LFGO pouches. Straight up caffeine pouches, 200 milligrams per pouch.
it's a glorified dip.
So if you stop dipping and don't want to get rid of the nicotine and want to get rid of the tobacco, LFGO. We all know what that stands for. Let's effing go.
Like that.
Nice little promo.
Sounds like watermelon.
It's kiwi strawberry. They
Is
also
that-
have sour cherry.
Is that that
mint,
liquid death
and
you gave me
tango.
earlier?
Huh?
The liquid death you gave me earlier?
No, that was a cantaloupe.
Cantaloupe.
It said melon.
More like a
But then
cucumber.
when I tasted it, it didn't taste like watermelon. Now that I think about it.
All right. Anything else going on with the NBA?
No,
but we did have to bring
we're
up
talking
Butler.
about
We didn't
the
bring it up last week.
We're talking about the European, right?
Yep.
They've done so good developing their players. Remember, they were good key players. Now they're stars. You got Luka, you got Jokic, and B's from France, right?
And yeah,
Like they're
Wemby.
getting
Wembley.
Wemby. They're coming over from
Probably
Europe, and they're becoming bigger stars than what the people from America is now.
Yeah.
Because they take basketball more seriously.
And you can, well, I mean, I'm not going to put it all
Because-
on the team.
but what
San
is-
Antonio was pioneers for that.
I have a question. Yes, San Antonio's pioneer, but you know who's the real pioneer for all of this? Just think, when Jordan was playing, yeah, you had some key players, but all these people are getting better and better. So you had Jordan started, then you had the people born with Kobe and getting better because of Kobe. And then even when LeBron first started, some of these players that are coming over watched LeBron.
Yep.
It evolved from Jordan to when they started getting better, then Kobe, and now LeBron. And now you're going to have that next superstar to keep that's European, like Luka, like Jokic, where they're following a European player being one of the best players.
Mm-hmm.
And now eventually you're getting to where is America going to, because of how they can declare for the Olympics, America probably still going to win. But you might have other countries like France this year almost won the gold medal without Embiid being on France.
That was in part.
Just think about that. If Embiid was on France, France would win the gold medal.
The home country.
It wouldn't have been America.
France and
You
America
got
played
these people
in both
playing
women
better
and
in
men's.
Europe than you do in America.
Yeah.
It used to be USA only. If Jordan was on the team and just Jordan, they still would have won gold medals.
Yeah.
Kobe, maybe not as much. LeBron, first starting, a little bit even, right? Now, you can have the stars of the NBA and you still almost lost when France's supposed best player, Embiid, is not even playing for France. And they still almost lost to France.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they blew out France in the finals.
Right.
So I'm just saying it's interesting to see how basketball is evolving around the world. Do we think we're going to see that with football?
Not yet.
Not yet, but maybe in the future, yes.
Yeah.
With flag football, you might.
With my fact.
Nobody else plays football.
But
Everybody
I'm saying
plays
with flag football being in the Olympics, you might start seeing it. That's something to look at. But
I mean,
again,
you
that's
do-
long after Mr. Google's probably gone. When we're probably old and gray, we're 90 years old.
Just call
You-
me old.
Yeah, you
No,
did.
no, I'm saying when we're old and 90, right?
Paul Will Smith, slap.
Well, when we're old and 90, Mr.
Keep my
Google's
age out of your effing mouth.
when me and you are 90, Mr. Google's gonna be like 104. Or
When you guys are
130.
90, I'm gonna be like 70.
But when we're almost dead, right? Then you'll probably see the European thing because it's gonna be an Olympic sport.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes.
I think you can draw a comparison. This is soccer.
Well, soccer, I mean, America's never gonna catch up.
Never.
Women's, yes. Men's, no.
Well,
Because
but same thing with flag football, right?
Mhm.
Is
And-
it gonna
I
be
mean,
top-
you
in
do have
American
some-
sports, what's number
A
5?
couple different.
Isn't it college football?
No, I'm talking about out of football, basketball, soccer, all that stuff. What's number 5, you think?
See, because you guys,
Is it? I don't know.
because
Probably
the
soccer.
NFL,
Soccer, yeah.
Hockey
I
is
don't
number
know if
4.
the NFL
So,
still does this or
America?
not, but the NFL has.
I don't know.
this-
We're having 3 different conversations here. I'm still talking. You just go with your thought.
No, because
What's your thought?
my thought is because they don't know this or not, but the NFL has this called the NFL Pathway Program. I am talking into it.
You're not showing up on the thing.
Yes. Hello.
There you
Okay,
go.
there you are. Let's go.
Okay, so they have the NFL Pathway Program. It's for foreign players from other countries to help be trained in the NFL.
Right.
So only it was not very successful.
You know what another foreign country is? Canada. We'll continue.
Fair enough, but
Yeah.
like Germany, Australia.
Right, I know those are the countries they're targeting,
Yes.
but Canada's right there.
Yes, yes, there all have been other CFL players that have been able to be successful. Warren Moon, for example.
Yeah.
Jordan Mailata was the best successful story from that program.
Right. I'm just saying, like, but what I'm saying is like the Olympic sports and all this stuff, right? So he's talking about soccer. I'm saying, what do you think the 5th most popular sport is in America? Not including like college football or stuff like that. What do you think 5 is?
I think soccer.
Soccer. What's number 4? Hockey. Hockey. Number 3 is baseball. Number 2 is basketball. Number 1 is baseball. That's our
Baseball's
football.
in there
Football.
twice?
My
Yeah,
bad, football.
baseball's in the twice. Okay.
I was gonna go over. That's what the rankings are. Whenever you
I
see
was
the
gonna say
rankings,
golf.
number 5 is the most watched in America is soccer.
Right.
Number 4 is hockey. Number 3 is baseball. Number 2 is basketball. Number 1 is football.
I think a lot of
Yes.
it has to do with this. You have these, we're land of the free. We get immigrants come in, and that's a whole other political debate.
But
They're
football,
watching their stuff back in their home countries, and they're watching.
You go to Mexico. You know what it's called in Mexico? Football Americana, which is NFL. They broadcast it,
Yep.
right?
Yeah, we tend
Tell me where you can watch soccer. Tell me what channels you can watch soccer.
Peacock.
Yeah, exactly. Peacock streaming services,
Yes.
or like freaking Fox Sports at like 2 a.m.
NFL will have their first game in Madrid.
See, you can watch NFL at 9 a.m. on a Sunday, right? You can watch baseball most times. Even Japan League, you can watch it, right? You can watch hockey now on TNT.
That's another country that likes baseball more than us.
But now you can watch TNT, hockey on HBO Max, all this stuff.
Right.
To watch soccer, besides outside of the Olympics, it's on Peacock, it's on Fox Sports, it's on ESPN Plus. It's streaming. It's not even on cable.
Right.
Before streaming, you had to wake up at 3 a.m. to go watch, or 2 a.m. to watch the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
I know friends who did it when they were in the Navy. He was Nigerian. Imagine that. Africa. Not in America. I didn't know. I've never met an American who wakes up at 2 a.m. to watch Fox Sports, to watch soccer.
Not me.
No,
I get the results on my phone.
I guarantee you
Sleeping.
golf is more popular.
No.
I really watch paint dry than golf.
Well, golf used to be more popular. Now that the streaming and stuff, soccer has become more popular.
Oh yeah.
But golf was more popular because, again, you could watch it on NBC at Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You knew when you could watch golf.
Yeah, if I want to take a nap.
Golf is number 7.
I never said
You never said it was exciting.
it was exciting. But I said before the streaming and everything, you're talking about 5, 6, 7 years ago, golf was probably number 4.
Oh yeah.
Because it was easy to access. Even tennis was easier to access when it was in America. I mean, if you go overseas, again, you still have to wake up early in the morning to watch on ESPN.
Uh-huh.
Tennis ain't in the top 10.
Tennis isn't in the top 10?
No.
Oof. Oofty.
Oh, the
Because
biggest
after-
tennis player is retired.
Yeah. After soccer, it goes boxing, golf, tennis. Oh, I'm sorry. Tennis is in there. I missed it. Sorry. Auto racing and mixed martial arts.
What's number 5?
Number 5 is soccer.
Number 4?
Number 4 is hockey,
Number 3?
basketball,
Ooh, number 2?
baseball.
Ooh, I mixed 2 and 3. Oh, my God.
And number 1 is American football.
So what was number 6?
Number 6 is where's it at? Boxing,
Boxing. Okay, 7,
golf,
8,
tennis,
9,
auto racing,
and is there 10?
MMA,
What kind of auto racing you've got?
Auto
Formula-
racing. They put it together.
NASCAR.
NASCAR, Formula 1.
It's probably
You got
NASCAR,
Formula
but they
One,
put
which
it
is
together.
like the gentleman's racing.
But
You
this
got
is-
his redneck cousin
If it
NASCAR.
says auto racing, it probably just put it together.
Yeah.
Okay. But
It's
I
not-
bet
it's
that's
not
probably
deciphering
NASCAR
it.
on Sundays.
That's probably not deciphering it. It's just auto racing. It could be NASCAR. It could be IndyCar.
Right, but
Yes.
you gotta realize the majority of them are
Formula
probably
One.
watching NASCAR.
Rally car.
So MLB, speaking of baseball being number 2, shocking that it's over basketball.
Number
to be
2?
honest with you.
Okay.
Is there any big news in baseball?
Not that I know.
I know the Dodgers just signed another Japanese pitcher.
Yeah. It's a
Oh, they
second.
signed that. They signed that one.
The number 25, the 25-year-old.
Sorry, man.
He had like the 25th freaking picture for the Dodgers that's Japanese. That's
Don't
no
be
longer
quiet now.
news. They act like it's breaking news. It's not breaking news when the Dodgers signed a Japanese pitcher anymore.
No, they signed the other one a couple years ago, wasn't it?
Last year.
Last year.
Oh,
And they won the World
Shohei
Series.
Ohtani. That sounds like a.
What are you gonna say?
I said Otani.
No, Tony. I thought
If you say it like this, it sounds kind of retarded.
Shohei Ohtani. But yeah,
I don't care. He's a world champion. What's he gonna do? Sue me?
There's no real big baseball news, no signings.
No. There's Zach. We got three inductees into the Baseball Hall of Fame this week.
No, I'm talking about like
No.
current news. Yes, you got 3 inductees. CC Sabathia, Brewers, which they think his campaign with the Brewers helped him get first ballot because he was like a 1.7 ERA. He had like what, out of 17 games that season, he had like 7 complete games. He had a great career with the Brewers, and then he went to the Yankees, and did he win a World Series?
Yeah, 2009.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if he won with them or got to it.
I think at that time. Now this was.
And he pitched good that season.
2008, 2009. He was one of the first, if not like top 4, top 5, to win a Cy Young in both leagues. Because he won the Cy Young in 2008 with Milwaukee.
Didn't he? Yes. And didn't he? Was he the first pitcher inducted since like 2019?
I think so.
For like the Baseball Writers Association or whatever it is.
Well, they inducted 2 pitchers this year.
See, who's the other guy?
Billy Wagner.
And who was the other guy that got inducted?
Who?
No, I really I forgot.
Ichiro Suzuki.
Yes, Suzuki. I was thinking of the other Japanese guy.
He wasn't unanimous. One player didn't vote for him, and Ichiro said, "I want to have a drink with that guy and have a talk."
He was great with Seattle.
Oh, amazing.
I thought Suzuki was a pitcher. Was he an outfielder?
No, he was outfielder.
He was
outfielder.
outfielder? Okay, I thought he was a pitcher.
I love Ichiro, dude.
Yeah,
he was.
Seattle. He's the only reason I watch Seattle.
First, and I think still to this day, the only player to win Rookie of the Year and MVP in the same season, 2001.
Yeah.
At 27, but still first year in big leagues.
Yeah, because he was the first Japanese star to jump over from Japan.
He's the reason why everyone
MLB.
starts signing the Japanese
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Oh, he was an amazing talent. And that's why I don't think he was unanimous. Derek Jeter wasn't unanimous. The only unanimous player ever is
Marino Rivera.
Mariano,
Mariano!
no, man.
Mariano, like the Mariano cherries, okay?
Yeah, I hate those.
Well,
Okay. Will Barry Bonds ever make it into the?
That's where I was going to kind of go.
The Rory
and Roger Clemens, because they're saying that it's a shame that two of the greatest players of all time, just because of what they did outside of the game, will never make it. And then will Pete Rose ever make it?
No.
No.
The family doesn't want him to make it.
No, because that's been the only reason.
Chance.
That will be the only reason that he'll make it, because the MLB will feel bad for him because he died, and now it's our chance to put him in.
After your induction.
And the family of you are like, no, F you, we reject it.
All right, well, you want to talk about Clemens? No, I'm gonna let you lead that one because he pitched for both teams, both of our teams.
Yeah, Clemens.
I say he does.
Yeah.
Roger Clemens? No, because he pissed off the sports writers.
Well, then he needs to jam off.
Yeah. It's his
Give
own
him
fault.
under the desk, guac.
Can I tell you my whole thought?
He did.
I want to say my whole thought on MLB, and I've heard this probably on Ben Mallory and other places.
We have to bring up Bonds too.
Right? Bonds,
we'll
all the
get
steroids people, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're great doing steroids when you're playing other teams and players who are doing steroids and you're better than them, then you still belong in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because if everyone's doing it and you're winning home runs,
in that
you
era,
deserve it still.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, no one else was doing it, so you cheated.
But
everyone was doing it.
Yes.
Mark McGwire, Sosa.
Yeah.
But you know what? If everyone was doing it and
Sosa's
you still
pink.
have people dominating, then they deserve to go
I
in.
think the calls for the offense and defense.
and the thing with Bonds is
penalties offset.
no one can tell that he wasn't taking steroids, because if you look at pictures of him from high school until he was in NBA into MLB, you could tell he was taking fucking steroids.
Okay, if you want to talk about that, look at all the MLB players that come, or NBA players that come.
And this was
skinny
only
as
a
hell,
couple of years
and
apart.
then they end up being jacked. So is LeBron James taking steroids?
No, this picture.
They were still adolescent when they joined.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
but
but this picture was a couple years apart.
I follow you.
But what I'm saying is, though, if
So-
everyone is taking steroids and you're still dominating, but they're not, you still belong in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But
In
up-
2004, Barry Bonds had an on-base percentage of .609. That means every six out of 10 at bats, he was on base, which is in freaking insane.
He, in that season, I'll go further with your point. He had more intentional walks than the Tampa Bay Rays franchise in one season.
He has
One
more.
season.
He has more intentional walks in his career than the second guy does by 3.
And here's how I believe Hall of Fame should work. Can you talk? Who cares about the steroids? Can you talk about baseball without mentioning Mark McGwire?
No.
No.
Can you talk about baseball without mentioning Sammy Sosa?
No.
No.
Because those two right there, same
No.
time, right?
Every time you say
Can you talk about it without Roger Clemens?
He's pink.
No.
Can you talk about it without? Can you talk about it without Barry Bonds?
No.
If you can't talk about the sport, whether they did steroids or not,
They're the reason
they
why I
deserve
watch
to
baseball.
go in.
Yeah.
See,
They
Every
changed
time-
baseball.
I
Who
agree
cares
with
if they did steroids?
Yeah.
every time you bring up Sammy Sosa, I remember the moment where he breaks his bat.
The cork bag.
Yes.
Tampa Bay. Remember, I was watching.
And that's the only memory that brings up because he was caught cheating. And I thought, oh, that was like hot.
In 40-degree weather, he was sweating his ass off.
See,
He was
look.
hiding something, dude.
Yeah, he was sweating.
We're gonna talk
Sweating.
about Hall of Fame, right?
But I think they deserve to be in.
But
because
here's more criteria of Hall of Fame for other sports. Let's talk about football. Can you talk about the history of football without mentioning Eli Manning?
No.
He
No.
won 2 Super Bowls. Who beat Tom Brady?
Yep.
Yes.
To be honest, I know that criteria alone is stupid. Because can you talk about football without Nick Foles because of the Philly and all that stuff? Probably not because of that playing and everything.
Who?
Nick
Nick Foles. But you can still mention it without Nick Foles,
Yeah,
right?
you can.
Oh, the Eagles beat Tom Brady. But you can't say, oh, the Giants beat him twice. No, Eli Manning
Beat
beat
him
him
twice.
twice.
Yeah. In 10 years,
Not
nobody's going to
beat
give a
him, but
shit.
beat the
First
Patriots.
time as
In
an
10 years, nobody's
underdog.
going to care about Foles. In
No,
10
all they're
years,
going to remember is the Philly.
yeah.
And you know who they're going to remember? And this time frame, who do you think they're going to remember for Philadelphia Eagles? Jason Kelsey.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now, granted, it's a lot of it's social media and everything.
Yeah.
But Jason Kelsey, have you noticed
He
the
now
tush
has a late
push?
night show
Have
with
you
his
noticed
wife.
the tush push is actually going down in success rate?
Yeah.
Because of what Kelsey did for the
Yep.
tush push. Even Jalen Hurts says he's the biggest part of the tush push because he's the center.
Because he like ramming ass.
But can you mention football
I
without
love Jason Kelsey.
Here's
and
the
Tyler
thing.
Kelsey, though.
And this is why
Yeah,
I
he
say
has a late night show with his
this
wife.
is why I say this has to be a criteria.
I'm not kidding. He does.
Who?
Jason Kelsey has
I
a
was
late
taking
night.
it the wrong way because he has 4 kids. That's why.
But
Yeah.
can you mention
3 kids, 1 on the way.
Can you mention the history of football without Phil Rivers?
Yeah.
Yes.
All
I think
daughters,
you can.
by the way. I feel bad for that man.
I think you can. I think you can mention the history of football without Phil Rivers.
You can't mention the history of the Chargers without Phil.
Okay.
Yes.
Follow.
Or Dan
but, but
Fouts.
you can mention the
Your criteria is still right when it comes to teams. But
Is
the
Dan
history of
Fouts
the
a
NFL
Hall of Famer?
Do you ever
Dan
shut
Fouts?
up? No, I'm just kidding.
We tell him he needs to talk more. Now he takes over.
Right.
But no.
Dan
Yeah, I
Fouts.
think he is. I don't know though for sure.
But that's what. That's
No,
what
I'm agreeing with your criteria.
for the NFL, right?
Yeah.
Not the team's Hall of Fame or
Right.
Ring of Honor.
I
But
was
for
just
the
bringing that up to
NFL,
clarify.
right? You can mention the NFL without Phil Rivers.
Oh,
To
yes.
be honest with you.
Yeah, you can.
We can't mention him without being in the Chargers.
Dan Fouts was a first round Hall of Famer. A first vote Hall
So
of Famer.
First
you
ballot.
think Rivers gets in
1993.
because of that though?
See, the reason I think Rivers, because here's the thing: who had better yardage versus him versus Eli?
You can throw
Who had
Roethlisberger
less
in there, too.
interceptions between him and Eli? Like, if you're gonna put Eli in, then you gotta look at Philip Rivers' stats.
I follow you on stats.
But the reason Eli's gonna get in over Philip is the 2 Super Bowl
Championships,
rings.
And
And-
him beating Tom Brady twice. in the Super
Exactly.
Bowl.
I
You
think
can't
so.
mention the history of football without Eli Manning.
Especially him beating Tom Brady as that
Now,
underdog
if
against
they-
that
if they did
16-0 the England team.
Here's the thing: if they did not win 2 Super Bowls, if they did not win 1, right? Say they didn't win both of them. They went to this game, but they didn't win.
Right.
Eli doesn't get in
No.
No,
because you can still mention football without Eli.
right,
Right? Favre, you can't mention, even though he won 1, you can't mention it without him.
right.
You, even though Dan Marino won none, you can't mention
No.
football
No.
without Dan Marino.
Because he changed the way that football was
You
played.
can't mention football without Aaron Rodgers. But
Sadly.
his stats,
Are-
unfortunately, are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's why he's going to get in. Whether he won if Rodgers never won a Super Bowl, they still would let him in because of his stats.
He's the greatest game manager of all time.
See, that's where I go. He's the GOAT versus the BOAT. He's the best of all time because of the stats.
Mhm.
Greatest of all time would be Brady because the rings, the what he's done to take the pay cuts and all the
Overall
stuff.
package.
That to me, that's when you get the GOAT versus the BOAT.
Yeah.
You get the best quarterback of all time who has the better stats and everything. You got Rodgers who takes care of the ball, who doesn't, who cares about his incompletions and stuff like. He still has such a great touchdown to interception ratio because he takes care of the ball.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. He's only won one Super Bowl in 20-something years. You can't mention the game without Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Right.
You're not going to mention the game without mentioning, or Lamar Jackson is going to end up being a Hall of Fame. As much as he sucks in the playoffs,
You got
Two-time MVP.
quarterbacks that have
#3.
been in the league for 6 years that have more interceptions than Aaron Rodgers.
right? Again,
And he's been in the league for 20 years.
we're gonna talk about this more in the NFL, but there's because we're talking about the playoffs and stuff. But you're not gonna 10, 20 years from now, you're not gonna be able to mention the game without Lamar Jackson.
Or
Now,
Josh
if Michael
Allen,
Vick never did what he did, he'd be a Hall of Famer.
probably.
If the dog incident never happened, he'd be a Hall of Famer whether he won a Super Bowl or not, because he changed to the running quarterback.
Oh yeah, he changed the way the
You
game was
can't
played.
mention football without Michael Vick at that point, but because of what he's done, that's going to hold him back.
Right.
I mean, it wasn't him, right? It's his brother, but he did time. He did time. So to me,
Right.
it was him.
I think my thing is that my concern is that he eclipses Warren Moon, who is actually the first running quarterback.
Right, but I'm saying Michael Vick did so great. I mean, look at those Madden games.
Mm-hmm.
People had rules where you can play any team, but don't be Michael Vick.
I'd say
Because Michael Vick was unstoppable in the Madden
was
video
Cunningham
game. Because
before or
he's a
after
different quarterback.
Moon?
He was a running quarterback who had great accuracy.
Randall Cunningham was right around a little after Moon. Well, kind of the same time for everyone.
Just remember,
Because
Lamar
I was wondering
Jackson
because
was
Cunningham
a
was
running
kind
quarterback.
of that
Yeah.
first quarterback, those mix of running and throwing.
Lamar Jackson,
The first running quarterback was Frank Tarkenton,
Yes.
but it wasn't designed.
Lamar Jackson is a running quarterback who had to get better at throwing and percentage wise.
Right.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he had
Michael Vick had that.
Yeah, he had that coming in.
He had the percentage. They weren't telling Michael Vick, hey, come in as a running back. They were telling Lamar, you need to be a running back. You're not going to make it as a quarterback. And he's just showing you why you're wrong.
Right.
I mean, I remember years back, another friend of mine had a podcast. He closed it down, Sean Smith. And one of the topics I heard them talk about was, is Lamar Jackson an elite quarterback?
An elite, yes.
Yes.
I said he's a great quarterback. He's not elite.
Okay.
Right? At the time. This was at the time. He still, to me, is making mistakes that's costing them. Now, this game, I think he did bad. He sucked that time he could not suck, and we'll talk about more. Blame's on Mark Andrews. Blame is on Mark Andrews for that game. He had too many drop passes where he was open.
Right.
He made those catches. We're talking about the Ravens and the Chiefs, not the Bills and the Chiefs.
Right.
So Lamar Jackson had nothing to be ashamed of this year. This was not just him this year. Yeah, he had a fumble and stuff that he doesn't do, but it was Mark Andrews.
Yes.
But that's for a later time.
Yeah.
We're gonna get back on that topic because we got a lot on the NFL.
Yeah.
Big board. This brings us. That's why I kind of like shifted to the NFL because the big board is all about the NFL.
Yep.
So, Mr. Google, you want to bring up some of the topics?
Yes. Who's the rookie of the year this year?
Which one?
Offense or defense?
Offensive rookie of the year.
Jay Daniels. Just straight up. I mean, look at what he's done. Look at what he did with the Commanders. He turned that team around, and look at where they are. They're one game away from the Super Bowl. He could be the first rookie quarterback to make it to the Super Bowl.
They probably would.
Jake, what you think?
I'll say that, but you can also argue Bo Nix in that, or Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers has a chance to Bo Nix.
Make a decision. Lock it in.
Bo Nix.
Go
You
next.
just don't want to say Jay Daniels because I said him.
What do you got?
I'll take Jaden Daniels. just
Now,
because-
who are the five finalists? Does anyone know?
I can't look. We got him for that.
I thought Mr. Google was going to give us the five finalists.
Oh, my bad.
We all know the five finalists.
It's
and I
Malik
think-
Neighbors. It's Malik Neighbors, Brock Bowers, Jane Daniels, Bo Nix,
You
and
don't
I
even give the guy a
believe.
chance to look it up, dude.
I didn't have the.
I think he's right about
I
those
think
four.
I think it's
And the
four.
fifth is
I don't
No one
think
cares because he's not going to win.
no.
If you can't think of his name, he's not going to win. But you're right about Malik Neighbors. I know you're right about Brock Bowers. I know you're right about Jay Daniels.
Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah, the wide receiver from Jacksonville.
Yeah, he's totally going to win.
I believe that's
But
the
we
fifth
can't
one.
negate these great seasons. That
Jaden
had.
Daniels,
Right.
Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors, Bo Nix, Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Bijan Robinson.
Caleb Williams, no. Marvin Harrison Jr.
Offensive rookie?
Yes. Those are the top candidates.
Okay.
Okay, we know it's not Caleb Williams.
No.
Yeah.
Hey, he good season.
Yeah, not a
Good
bad season.
Not gonna lie. But if you're going against quarterbacks, Jane Daniels better.
Yes.
Bo Nix was better.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, there you go. So he can't win. He can't.
I think Brock Bowers had a.
Brock Bowers
He
had
had
a
one
great
of the best
season.
rookie seasons for his
Well,
career.
I'm saying this right now, best tight end in the league.
Here's my top three. You ready? My top three, and the only people we should be talking about,
Jay
only
Daniels.
because of positions. Okay. Bo Nix is 4, but the top three easily: Jane Daniels, Brock Bowers, and Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
Because you got to go by position, right? So
Yes.
if Bo Nix wasn't the best quarterback, he can't win Rookie of the Year when you got Jane Daniels in there.
Yes.
I think Bo Nix was the second best quarterback
Of rookies, yes.
because Caleb Williams played great, but he played great like half a game of football. Sorry, boo. You did that at USC, but you ain't gonna do that here in freaking NFL.
No,
Yes.
you gotta be all.
You gotta be consistent all 4 games, all 4 quarters. If you don't believe me, go ask Jordan Love.
Yes.
My thing is with Bo Nix is not because I'm biased with a Broncos fan, but he also I had no expectations of us even making
They don't have star players.
the playoffs. We had no star players.
Neither does the Redskins or the Commanders.
And he helped took this team to a playoff, which no one
But he proved to me that Russell Wilson was the problem.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's not a problem in Pittsburgh, but he was a problem in Denver.
No, what's the next one?
Defensive Rookie of the Year,
What's
Quinyon Mitchell.
From
He is in Philly.
Philly.
Braden Fisk from the Rams.
He's at the end.
Jared Verse from the Rams. He's the outside linebacker for the Rams.
Verse.
Chop Robinson is an edge rusher for the Dolphins. You've got Cooper DeJean for the Eagles. Everybody knows good old Cooper.
Cooper DeJean for the Eagles. Just want to shout out to the Falcons over here. The
OABCIG.
OABCIG. I say out of Grove because that's a stupid name. OABCIG. Good job, Cooper DeJean, Rookie of the Year. He's had a good season. He's now the starter when they do the little pop-up names. Cooper DeJean's in there.
Yep.
But Verse is going to win. Verse is what you're thinking of. Outside linebackers also that defensive end though too. He's
I was
also an
thinking
edge
Fisk
rusher.
because Fisk was doing great.
Yeah, but Verse is like the top candidate.
Yeah.
Verse, and then I don't think it was Fisk. I think it was
Well,
actually
who was
Mitchell.
the first round pick? Was it Verse or was it Fisk?
Verse and Mitchell were the top 2.
Latu.
From
He's an edge rusher for the Colts.
Latu from the Colts, yes.
Dallas Turner for the Vikings.
Dallas Turner had okay season.
Mm-hmm.
Terrion Arnold for the Lions.
Arnold did pretty good. Wasn't
Uh,
he the first corner taken?
I think so.
Michael Hall for the Browns.
There's too many.
He's a defensive tackle for the Browns.
See, Fisk.
No,
Cole Bishop, safety for the Bills.
Cole Bishop did okay. I think it's gonna be Verse. Verse had a great season.
And
See, you say Fisk is the edge rusher, but remember, outside linebacker now plays that edge rusher as well.
yes. And Fisk was a second round pick out of
Let's talk about how the
Florida
Rams say
State.
F them picks. All the Rams fans say F them picks, and yeah, they got 2 defensive rookie of the years. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And
did
the-
Philly.
and
So did Philly.
Verse
Morons.
is their first round pick in what, 7 years?
Yeah, this is their first round pick. Was this year.
It's gonna be Verse. I mean, obviously the heart wants to be with Cooper, but if we're being realistic,
See,
It's
here's the
Jared
thing.
Verse because obviously his stats.
I think Cooper was great.
Yeah.
But I don't think Cooper had an interception. He almost had a game-winning interception last week. Oh, that would have been. Did you see that, Mr. Google?
No.
Cooper had the ball almost in his hands for the game-ending interception. So Cooper Kupp had his hand all over
Okay.
Cooper's mask, or Cooper Kupp had his hands all over DeJean's face mask. That should have been offensive pass interference because the ball wasn't there yet. It should have been offensive pass interference. He almost had the game-winning interception.
I called it too, didn't I?
You
I
did.
did call it.
He told me to go put a bet on Cooper DeJean getting his first interception, but there was no stat for it for DraftKings, or I would have, because I probably would have put $1 and won like $1,000.
Yeah.
Right.
But he almost had a game-winning interception, and for Cooper DeJean, that's amazing. You're talking about a local guy from small town Iowa so small that there's 2 counties for 1 school district because no one wanted, I guess, Arthur and Ogleboro.
Right.
So they brought him to Ida Grove, and it's a small town. You wouldn't think anything but farmers come out of this town.
Like 2,100 people.
And this dude is gonna get. This dude's great. Hey, Cooper, if somehow this gets to you, we would love some Super Bowl tickets if you make it, or at least
We'd love to just have you on the podcast.
podcast on Media Row.
Yeah.
Fly us to Media Row. Hey, I'm going to Media Row. I don't need to go to
Here's
the damn
Jared
Super Bowl. I
versus-
got Emmitt Smith coming to us.
Here's
We
Jared
didn't have the
versus stats.
ghettoest freaking setup, but I'll take it.
Hey, it's be fun.
Jared versus stats.
All right, MVP.
Ooh, that's not bad. 4.5 sacks.
No.
MVP. All right.
Here, I don't care who. I don't care who you're gonna say. Real quick, I'm gonna say. Let's say who we think should win.
MVP.
Saquon. I think Saquon should win.
Oh
I
yeah.
already seen the 5 earlier this week.
Yeah, we
Okay,
pretty
I'm
much
gonna say-
know the 5 is 4 quarterbacks and 1 running back.
Okay.
Really?
I think Saquon deserves to win.
I'm gonna say who I want to win and versus who's
When
going to
you
win.
hurdle someone and you turn around, flip it, you deserve to win.
Backwards.
Yeah, I want Saquon to win, but who's gonna win is probably Josh Allen. 'cause
Josh Allen, I think, is gonna win.
Yes.
I think it depends on who goes to the Super Bowl.
It's not supposed to be off that.
I don't care. I know that, but it will be.
Here's Brandon's face.
When is the awards?
The
Next
night
week.
before the Super Bowl.
Night before Super Bowl. That's Fish's stats.
Why were you looking at
8.5 sacks, 4.5
What do I
sacks.
see, dude?
But
Huh?
What do
it's
I
either,
see?
I think it's gonna be
Oh, I'm just
Fisk
looking
and
at
Burks.
stats.
But anyway, who do you think is gonna win the MVP? We know who we want.
Yes.
Saquon. Who do you think should win?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. See, I want to
I'm
fight.
not doing that to trigger you because I actually think that.
No, I want to fight for Joe Burrow. I think he should win, but I think he's gonna win comeback player of the year.
Yeah, he'd probably get comeback player. Or Sam Darnold.
Him or Sam Darnold.
Hey, don't get ahead of me.
But anyway,
I
So
thought we
you
were
think-
only doing 3.
so you think Joe Burrow should win?
Yeah.
Who do you think is going to win?
Josh Allen.
So we all agree Josh Allen.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be Pat Mahomes. It's not gonna be James.
Hell
Daniels.
no,
you can
dude.
make a
He had
case
one-
for Saquon. You can make a case for Lamar.
You can make a case for anyone.
I
on
don't
that
think
list.
Lamar's gonna win. I
No.
think it's gonna be Josh Allen or Saquon.
Is it the 5th? Who's the 5th guy on that list? Is it's Saquon, Lamar, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, and who's the other guy? Jared Goff.
Jared Goff.
He's not gonna win it.
No.
All right.
I don't think Goff's gonna win it.
Defensive Player of the Year.
TJ Watt, let's go.
T.J. Watt, Zach Bond, Patrick Surtain II, Trey Hendrickson, or Myles Garrett,
I have a question for you. 2 of those people, where are they from?
Wisconsin.
Zach Bond and TJ Watt. I think TJ Watt or Zach Bond are gonna win.
I'm gonna say Zach Bond, just because of the fact.
If Zach Bond wins, they hate TJ Watt.
Right.
Not because
There's
this
been
is fighting.
3 other times that TJ Watt should have won this damn
Oh,
award.
yes. He also won it last year, I thought.
He won it last year.
Yeah.
Right, but there's been 3 other times he
Oh, yeah.
won, should have won
But,
it, and he didn't
Like,
win.
look at
I think Zach Bond's gonna win though.
yes, because of this is like his first year being a starter,
I just
like
want
a
TJ
full-time
Watt to
starter
win 'cause I love
linebacker,
Watt.
like a full-time starter linebacker, and this is a year where he's like one of the best
But
linebackers on
Just
the
think
defense.
of that. Just think of that. You have defensive rookie of the year and defensive player of the year on your team.
Yeah.
No, they're not gonna win. They might not win, but the fact that they're finalists,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
like who cares about your? And you possibly have an MVP.
Yeah.
Right.
Saquon, that right there, if they win, is one of
If
the
that
best
doesn't
Eagles
tell you
teams
about
ever.
the head coach
Right.
and the
No.
coaching staff,
No, remember they're questioning him. He should have been fired.
yeah, that's both. Yeah, it doesn't tell you about the culture, the head coach, the coaching staff, and the players
It's
they
not
have
that.
around that
It's
team.
about the GM. It's about
Right.
the whole organization.
Organization as a whole. Isn't it?
To go out and actually get Saquon. First of all, let's just talk about how the organization in New York just messed up.
I was waiting for my turn. That's all I'm
Oh
doing.
yeah.
Trey Hendrickson.
Welcome to last week.
Yeah.
Where's Trey Hendrickson from?
Welcome to-
Cincinnati, and he led the league in sacks on a bad defense. That's why I'm picking him.
Yes.
I don't think he's gonna win though.
Well, I like Zach Bond and TJ Watt.
Well,
but I think
I
it's
just don't think Trey's gonna win. That's what you think should win.
Yes.
that's what I'm picking to win.
Okay, so you think he's gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he
And
should
you think
win.
he should win.
I think he should win, but
But
I will
who's
give,
probably gonna win?
But I would also put Watt, and Bond in there too.
See, I just want Watt to win because I think he deserved more than just one.
Oh yeah, definitely. He should have won when Aaron Donald won a few years ago.
Well, they put
That's
Aaron
last
Donald
year.
won the award because it's Aaron
It was
Donald.
2 or 3 years ago. It was the year they went to the Super Bowl.
That was like 3 years.
We got more?
Yes, last one. Comeback player of the year.
What about coach of the year too?
I don't give a shit about coaches.
Kevin
They don't
O'Connell's
play.
going to win coach of the
I
year.
think it's
Sure.
Kevin O'Connell or Dan Campbell.
I think it's Dan Campbell.
I think
Alright.
it's Kevin O'Connell. Actually, you know who I think should win? Dan Quinn.
You think I should win? Sean Payton.
Dan Quinn should win because he took the Commanders to the damn
Mike
playoffs.
McCarthy for putting up for Jerry Jones.
Mike McCarthy should
Fair
win.
enough.
Well, Sean Payton taking
Comeback
down
player
the
of the-
playoffs.
Okay, comeback player of the year.
Comeback player of the year. You got Christian Gonzalez. You got J.K. Dobbins, Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow's going to win.
You got DeMar Hamlin, who I think is actually going to win. I don't want him
Again?
to. And then you've got Sam Darnold.
Yeah, you remember he died, so he gets to qualify for this award 3 times, 3 years in a row.
No,
Until he
so
wins.
if he does win, if he does win the award, he'll tie Chad Pennington for the most comeback players to win.
He didn't win it last year.
I thought
He was up for it, but he only played like 3
It was
games.
Christian McCaffrey won
Oh,
last
yeah.
year.
First of all, the reason he shouldn't win.
Didn't Joe Burrow win it the other time though?
No. The only reason he shouldn't win is because he almost died 2 years ago. Okay, last season was his year. The only reason he's up for it this year is because
He might be right.
hey, let me come back from only playing 3 games to start. Right, that's why he might win. Who I think should win, to be honest with you, I said Joe Burrow, Sam Darnold.
Yeah, if Joe Burrow wins it, he'll tie Chad
But the only
Pennington.
reason I don't think Joe Burrow should win. Go ahead, sorry. Go ahead. You tied Chad Pennington for twice. The only reason I don't think Joe Burrow wins it this time is because he played most of the year last year before he got hurt.
Sam Darnold deserves to win it. Because,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is why I
Sam
think
Darnold
Sam
should.
Darnold deserves to win.
Jake Dobbins too.
Jets, irrelevant, horrible, god awful, never play a damn snap again, please. Then he went to frickin' Sanford, or then he went to Carolina, sucked still. Then he went to last year. He never played.
Right.
He was a backup.
Yeah,
never
but
played.
he
And
learned
then
behind
this-
Shanahan.
Okay, I don't
Learned behind
care
Purdy.
who he learned behind. What I'm saying is he didn't play. He comes out this year. This year, the beginning of the year, they might win 5 games because JJ McCarthy got hurt. JJ got hurt. Hey, they might win 5 games. And they go to the play. They had this one of the best records as a wild card.
14-3.
Now, granted, they turned out to be frauds because they sucked the last 2 games. You sucked at a time you could not suck
Yeah,
against
exactly.
the Lions, and then you sucked against the Rams.
Had they lost by like a field goal or a touchdown, they probably would have been frauds. It was just a shootout and got the wrong.
No, I
They
still
look
think
like- they look like dog shit.
Sam Darnold deserves to win because of the fact that he went from don't ever play again because of what you did with the Jets and the Panthers
Yes.
to a backup that never played to learn. Yes, he learned to they're gonna win 5 games this year without JJ, and they end up being 14-3.
Oh yeah.
Right.
That's why I think he's gonna win.
Yes.
DeMar Hamlin, the reason he's nominated because he almost died. Last year was nominated because he played 3 games.
He led the team in tackles for.
But this year he started every game.
Yeah, he started out.
That's why he's nominated. If he
Because he
doesn't
lost
get this
Michael
year,
Hyde.
don't worry.
And Jordan Poyer.
Don't worry. If he doesn't get this year, remember, he almost died. He deserves 3 years in a row for
How can
comeback
you-
player of the year.
I was going to say, how do you get comeback player of the year 3 years in a row?
Because he only started or played 3 games last
He
year.
was
See,
inactive.
But he was back. He was already
He
come
was
back.
but he was still inactive
See,
a lot
Joe
last
Burrow
year, so he
wins
still,
it, he'll tie Chad Pennington for the most wins on comeback player of the year.
But Joe Burrow,
Which is a
does Joe Burrow
kind of
deserve it?
negative to
Yes,
have that
but I
award.
think Sam Darnold deserves it more because he came back from irrelevant. So where is he going to be a starting quarterback next year?
But I think that, in my opinion, Burrow got closer to the playoffs than Darnold ever did.
Well, Darnold was in the playoffs.
Was he?
Yeah, 14-3
Darnold.
wild card.
14-3 wild card, the best wild card team
Oh,
ever.
was he Minnesota?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I thought
He was playing for first place or 5th place
Yeah. well,
against the Lions. But like I said, he sucked at a time he could not suck.
Shit the bed.
The only reason I
He
bring
didn't suck too bad against the Rams, but he sucked really bad against the Lions.
Oh yeah, shit the. He
What?
shit his pants and shit the fucking bed.
without a diaper.
He should have been.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
My
he
thing
was
is,
seeing ghosts.
I want to bring up J.K. Dobbins because all the injuries
Yes.
he suffered in his career.
Yes.
That's why I'm bringing J.K. Dobbins to the table. Now, who I think is Darnold.
I think these are great picks, period.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
all of them deserve it.
Oh yeah.
Well, maybe not him when he died 2 years
Hey,
ago.
let's just say
Who are the
Who did we at the beginning of the season? Who did we think could have won comeback player of the year?
We did mention Darnold.
No, you know who we mentioned? Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, he sucked the medieval. He should have stayed on that injury.
But if you look at his stats,
He had a worse record than Zach Wilson.
but if you look at Rodgers' stats, it looks comparable to where he was in Green Bay winning games. But they just didn't win. And
No,
he had
they didn't.
Devontae
I'm surprised.
and Lazard. And half
I'm
of Green
still
Bay's-
surprised. I'm still surprised that he had 28 touchdowns and 11 interceptions and 90 QB rating. I'm still surprised he's not up for the award, to be honest with you.
I mean, 5-12 doesn't help.
The fucking damn Bengals were.
Bengals were 98.
503 and
And he's still up for
116.
MVP. I'm just saying.
503 and 116 is his TD to interception ratio in his entire.
I like how he probably just screwed him out of a high draft pick by winning those games.
Yes. Huh?
I think he just screwed him out of a high draft pick by winning
Who was
those games.
the
Aaron
Rodgers?
Rodgers, yes.
He's like, you ain't picking a quarterback to replace me.
Yeah, this time we got
Derek
Derek.
Coach of the Year, right? We didn't go over that, but who do we think is going to win? We pretty much know it's between three people. I think Dan Campbell, Kevin O'Connell, and Quinn.
You can argue fourth with Sean Payton, but kinda.
I
But
think
yes.
Sean Payton, but I think he's
And
up.
Andy
He's up
Reid-
for it.
Andy Reid was up for it too.
Chiefs don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. They've been good for so long. He doesn't deserve the
No, I
It's
don't.
the worst Chiefs team they've had.
That's probably why he's up for it.
I think Dan Campbell, Kevin O'Connell,
It's sometime out of
great
those
teams,
three.
right? But I think Dan Quinn deserves the most.
Oh yeah,
You
because
took a team that had the second overall pick, and they're
That's what I want.
one game away from the Super Bowl.
top four in the draft would be the last four in the draft
I'm not
in a
picking
1
Dan
year
Quinn, sorry.
turnaround.
Huh?
I'm not picking Dan Quinn.
Who are you picking?
Kevin O'Connell, because of they had a death of a teammate and they could have faltered and they went 14-3.
I don't care.
And
about
they
the
lost
team,
their
man.
starting
That's the
rookie
team, man.
quarterback.
See, what where they could have faltered is having Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Not the death of the teammate, the death of the team because of Sam Darnold.
Well, I'm not taking away what Dan Campbell did. I'm
No,
just
yeah,
saying
no.
that's
Well,
what
Dan, to me,
or
Dan
Dan
Campbell.
Campbell did.
But Dan Campbell has.
Turn
I don't
Dan
think
in, God,
he's
man.
turned the lines around the last 2 years. That I don't think he's gonna get it. I think it's really between Quinn and Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah, and I think both deserve it.
Oh yeah.
You can make cases for both all day, but like you're saying, they don't have anybody in Washington. They have Zach Ertz as a tight end. They have Terry McLaurin, who just needed good quarterback
But
play.
Zach Ertz, yeah, how many points?
And their
did he
defense
face?
was bottom
He's
five
gonna
of
kill
the
me.
league. And 1
He's
year,
gonna
now
kill
they're
me.
one of the top defenses.
Yeah, Scary Terry over there.
And
And
now
he
they
got
have
a good running back, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like
they
this
got two
team was
good
coming
running
in
backs.
with,
They got
like,
Austin
they're-
Eckler and Brian Robinson Jr.
they didn't even win their division,
Mm-mm.
and they're playing their division leaders.
And they beat them the last time they played them too.
So they were a 12-win team. They won 12.
We thought the Commanders could possibly be the third best team in that division starting the season, possibly. And then the season went on, and they were like, okay, maybe they're going to be number two. Dallas might turn it around. Then when we found out Dallas wasn't turning it around, they're like, okay, they're number two, but are they going to make the playoffs?
Well,
They made the playoffs.
that first game against Philly, they kind of faltered a little bit.
Yeah.
Remember, they were like, well, maybe they're not as good, and they just took off.
Right. Philly's just better.
And they beat Philly the second time around.
And who knows what's going to happen.
Did Philly play their normal team though?
Yeah. This was going for the division. If Philadelphia would have won, they would have won the division at that
Gotcha.
game. They did win it the next week, but Washington beat them, I think, in overtime.
Yes,
Or on
and
last
that was the
play.
game they knocked out.
They knocked out like half the NFC.
Washington knocked out Hurts with a concussion.
But still,
PTSD for that guy over there. Sorry.
Because this is before the NFC Championship game. Earlier this week, the Joe Witt Jr., the DC of Washington, came out and said that if they're going to put design runs on Jalen Hurts, he's already said that their defense is going to hit him like a running back.
Which is what you should do because he's a football player.
Oh yeah.
Not that I'm guiding against Jalen Hurts, but if you're running with the ball, they'll be like Trevor Lawrence or Patrick Mahomes
or Tua.
Yeah.
They're like Tua.
Tua just is.
Two was going to use like
I don't
be like a
care.
battering ram and go head first, head dive.
That was a good big board.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was a great big board. So we are sponsored though by B&L Creative Designs.
I'm not wearing it.
You ain't wearing anything. But they make jewelry. I'm wearing the shirt that they
I'm wearing
make.
my
Reach out to them. They're hardworking
Be
people.
Kind t-shirt.
They'll get it to you as fast as they can. They do t-shirts, they do cutting boards, they do anything you would like for woodworking that's small. I mean, they're not gonna make you a big old dresser or chest or anything. But it like
Two headlights.
retirement boards for military. They do stuff like that for retirement. They do coin collection or
Coin holders.
coin holders. I want to say coin case, but it's not a coin case. It's a coin holder.
Cribbage boards.
Cribbage boards, but like coin holders for like not just military for coins, but like police coins and stuff like that. Please reach out to them. They're B&L Creative Designs on Facebook, or go to their Etsy, B&L Creative Design Shop on Etsy. Reach out to them, mention that you heard from the Three Morons podcast. They'll give you about 10% discount, or at least they'll cover your shipping for you. One of those two. If you're local, free shipping. Hell, one of us morons will deliver it for you. We'll sign nothing for you because it's not going to be worth anything. But you know what? We'll still deliver for you for free.
Just got to agree to be on a promo. That's all.
So again, B&L Creative Designs on Facebook is probably one of the best ways to reach them. But Etsy page is also a great way. BL Creative Design Shop on Etsy.
Did you see Jake delivering this stuff? You're done? Sorry.
I don't know, but that was a great promo. Anyway.
Did you see Jake delivering this package to some girl as she flashed her teeth? Like, wowza, see you later.
Flash your titties? That would be there. Right. Sorry, Mandy. Hopefully she ain't watched me yet.
Not yet.
You get a text.
If I get a text right now, I might as well stay here.
The only one watching's me right now.
Anyway, so the next thing we want to talk about, we don't talk about a lot, but it's my WrestleMania. It's the Royal Rumble.
That's my favorite.
It's my favorite pay-per-view. It goes Royal Rumble, and then it goes WrestleMania. If somehow we could have scored tickets to the Royal Rumble, I've been to WrestleMania, but I'd rather go to Royal Rumble. I'd rather go to Royal Rumble before the Super Bowl.
Where's the Royal Rumble this year?
Indianapolis.
Ooh,
Pat McAfee's going.
Are they doing it in this Lucas Oil Stadium?
Yes.
Okay.
And guess who's gonna? I guarantee you, Pat McAfee's gonna be in that trip.
Oh yeah, definitely.
He was a couple of years ago. Oh, he's got to be in Indianapolis.
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
So the Royal Rumble, I think we have John Cena,
He can make it.
Rey Mysterio.
He's
Dominic
80, but he's still gonna do it.
We have John Cena, Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, CM Punk, I believe, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre.
Yes,
Those are like 6 out of 30 superstars.
What are the other matches so we can kind of eliminate possibilities?
Don't know yet.
Roman Reigns thought he was confirmed
Roman Reigns might be confirmed
because he wants the belt back.
Right. I don't know what are the matches yet because right now Saturday Night Main Event. So you got Cody versus Kevin Owens is going to be there because they're doing a contract signing with HBK tonight. Don't know why HBK is there, but he's there.
I love it.
Gunther versus Gunther and Jey Uso.
All right. So far, your confirmed wrestlers
For the Royal Rumble.
for the Rumble: John Cena, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Shinsuke Nakamura, LA whatever,
LA Knight. Yeah.
Jey Uso, Rey Mysterio.
And Rey Mysterio. I think Dominic.
That's a good roster.
So one thing I want to give to, there's always special. There's always surprise entrance, but this year's different. Because a couple of days ago, about a week ago, TNA and WWE have a partnership.
Right.
There's a lot of possibilities. One, the director of Chaos or DOC or whatever you want to call him, Santino Marella. Santino can come back to the Rumble. First of all, how do you not do an R-Truth and a Santino skit? In the Rumble, when you have TNA as a partnership, you lose.
Right.
Santino's got to be a
Nick Nemeth comes out.
Nick Nemeth, but he comes out
to Dolph Ziggler's theme song.
Exactly. I don't care if they call him Dolph, but they need to have his theme song. I'm here to show the world.
Right.
Right. Zack Ryder showed up on Impact, so could he come out to woo woo woo? You know it, but as Mark Cardona, because Zack Ryder's dead, right? JBL has been on WWE recently, but only after TNA and WWE did a partnership. He helped during the championship match of TNA where Joe Hendry won. So the next night, he showed up on Raw, but only after the partnership was confirmed. So does JBL come back out? And then, of course, Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, right? They literally said, we saw you in attendance, NXT champions, and we want to go on a championship tour. They're coming to NXT. The Hardy Boys are coming to NXT. How do they not come to the Royal Rumble? And then, of course, we all know, say his name and he'll appear. I believe in Joe Hendry. We know that,
man.
But we know that's why they did the deal, because they want Joe Hendry in the Rumble. He hasn't been seen in NXT or WWE since.
Right.
They kind of like stopped for a little bit. Also, announced Jordina Grace might come back.
Jordan Grace?
Jordan Grace. Yeah,
Yes.
Jordina.
Not Jordina. Jordan.
The way it spells weird. But she came out last year as a surprise with TNA, right? But she actually left TNA.
Right.
So she's probably going to come out.
Yeah.
Do we see any other people besides those possible people? Right? Because I just named a lot. Do we see?
I got one.
Ric Flair?
No, in the women's, Tessa Blanchard.
Tessa. Charlotte Flair, who hasn't been around for a year, has been rumored.
She just returned at Genesis back. She returned early, but she seems like a first man. Yes, Tessa.
I mentioned Charlotte and you said Genesis, so I want to make sure we're talking about Tessa.
Tessa returned back to wrestling TNA, and she's the daughter of Tully, one of the Four Horsemen.
See, here's a prediction. Actually, you know what? Screw that. It's not a prediction. It's a spoiler. All right. Yes, I'm Paul Heyman. I think you are going to see
also one thing I want to watch
AJ Styles in it, right? But I think you might see Kazarian, who's in TNA, screw AJ Styles, and AJ goes back to TNA for a little bit to fight Kazarian. Watch that one.
I think on that surprise for the women's is Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch could be good. I think you're going to see a big surprise.
Okay.
Go ahead. No,
I don't have anything yet. I'm just waiting.
Oh,
Just throwing my thumbs over here.
So we said Charlotte.
We have predictions and we have surprise predictions.
We have Charlotte. You have Becky Lynch. You have Trish Stratus. You have Asuka. When's the last time she's been?
Right.
She hasn't really been brought up in WWE and stuff. She's going to make her come back and stuff. I think she's a surprise to win it all, to kind of get her back in that title picture.
Right. Yeah. Or Nia Jax probably heavy favorites, and she just lost her belt.
As long as it's not Tiffy time.
Bailey, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan, Bianca Belair, and Naomi have all been confirmed.
I'm trying to think who's a woman in TNA.
I would have thrown this out there just as a surprise entrant. This is why.
Mickey James?
No. Velvet Sky.
Yes, from TNA. Angelina Love, all them. I think Velvet Sky would be great.
And then I'll go one further on the men's. We see a surprise entrance. We see Bubba Ray Dudley.
Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think you'll see Devon, because I think Devon can't wrestle.
No, because he had a back surgery years ago, and they said he can't wrestle because they've used metal plates in his back.
You know, I wish had a partnership, and they kind of do like a random partnership, maybe one night, and they do these. They do these one-night contracts. Mm-hmm. I would love to see a one-night contract where, like,
Heath Slater comes back.
No. Rhino, no. You hear Shattered Dreams again. Goldust comes out. That'd be great. Goldust comes out. Maybe help Cody Rhodes. Comes out in the Rumble match. He's a ROH tag team champion, which is AEW.
I thought he also the trios one in ROH.
I don't know if he's trios. We was saving Guevara as just a tag team.
I thought he won the triples.
He might have at one
with the Von Erichs.
He might have at one point.
Von Erichs. God, there's a name I haven't heard in a while.
Right.
Yeah,
Von Erichs is still
he won with the Kevin's sons.
Which I wish I would. I need to see that.
Watch that match. That was awesome.
I need to watch the Von Erich thing with Zac Efron.
Dang.
It's getting cold in here.
But
the Iron Claw is a good movie.
But there's so much that you can see with this TNA. I mean, you can see Josh Alexander. You can see Eric Young.
I was going to say Josh
There's
Allen.
one thing I want to see, and I don't care. And I want it to be at the Rumble.
Okay.
I want to hear Glorious theme song one time. Bobby Roode.
Bobby Roode. Oh yeah.
And then all of a sudden you hear
Beer money.
beer, money, and James Storm's come out. Something you never got to see. James Storm came to NXT one time and they didn't sign him. And everyone thought beer money's coming to WWE.
No.
But now that they have a partnership with TNA, you can have that beer money theme song. I don't care if they come out in the Royal Rumble. I don't care if they do a tag team open challenge. Maybe New Day goes, I don't care what tag team you are. We can prove we're the best because, you know, they're heels. And all of a sudden you hear beer money. I'll tell you right now. If beer money comes out, I'm losing my shit. That was one of my favorite tag teams of all time. James Storm and Robbie Roode. Robert Roode. Whatever, Robert Roode, Bobby Roode, whatever he's called now.
Yeah.
Robert Roode.
But no, he's called
I heard
Bobby
James
Roode,
Storm
I
still
think.
wrestles a couple now and then.
He does. I think NWA though.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. When we seen that footage of Billy Ray Cyrus, I thought that was James Storm.
I thought it was Rob.
Things like him.
Yeah.
I thought it was Rob Zombie's long lost twin.
Oh, down, whoa.
You can even hear him in that fucking video.
There's one
I
that was
always thought,
better,
put
like
your
someone
crack
like
pipe
video,
down.
but man, that was bad.
But
the Royal Rumble's gonna be great,
Oh yeah.
right?
so did we make surprise entrance predictions yet? I already made mine.
All right, so
Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
hey, I heard Ric Flair might show up. Oh,
Charlotte will be there.
71
I'm
years
coming.
old.
so for men's, I'm
MVP.
predicting right now, but this is probably not a prediction. This is probably out there because everyone's been saying it. Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
They've been saying it since Joe Hendry left NXT.
I got a surprise one.
Because he told Shawn Michaels, just remember, any place, like a few months ago, any place, anywhere you say my name, I'll be there. I guarantee you, he's going to show up in the Rumble. Everyone's been saying it since then. I also think for women's, I think you see Mickie James come back again.
I got one for the men's, The Rock.
I think he does.
don't
I think
that's
the
such a
winner is going to be
surprise,
John Cena.
Huh?
John Cena.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, did you guys see the video I sent you? Who Joe Hendry has challenged?
Yeah.
He
Called
threw
him out.
He called out John Cena. He's like, come to TNA, win your 17th World Championship, face me. Dude, could you imagine John Cena going to a TNA pay-per-view? Because he's threatened it before. Back in the day, he threatened it to Vince McMahon. He goes, you want to fire me? You fire me. I'll go somewhere else. And he mentioned, I'll make an impact on their program.
How do you think about that, brother? Remember that?
Yeah, he's like, what do you think about that, brother? I'll make an impact, brother. He said, brother, because Hulk Hogan was running it.
Yep.
And then Vince like, don't you threaten me. Like, mild it. He's like, it's not a threat, it's a promise. Just imagine now he goes to TNA and lives up to that promise. He's not going to win against Joe Hendry.
No.
He would definitely put Joe Hendry over.
Yeah, he would do that.
But another thing, like I said, Matt Cardona, like, I think he said Zack Ryder's dead. No, he's not. Woo, woo, woo. The Long Island IZ's coming back, baby.
So
He's from, did I ever tell you where he's from, Mr. Google? Merrick, Long Island, right down the road from where we lived in East Meadow.
Yep.
But yeah,
Anybody else got something
there's
to say?
so many things we can see in this partnership. It's gonna be great.
Zach's kind of controlled this whole segment. Why don't you guys have some words?
Because I'm only wrestling.
I said a few.
No, Carl's a big wrestling fan.
I'm waiting for him to talk. We go in order here. That's the order.
So those are my predictions. I think Brock Lesnar might come back too.
Brock, really?
Mhm.
What about what's his name? The Wild Man, the crazy guy that used to be
The Boogeyman?
Dean Ambrose?
Dean Ambrose.
He's on AEW.
He
ain't leaving.
That's why I wish they would have a random moment. You got the Shield. Look, at
And he's
WrestleMania,
also the world champion of AEW.
I'm not gonna lie. At WrestleMania, when Shield's music hit, I really thought they did a one-day contract and fucking Dean Ambrose was gonna come out. But then it was freaking beat up Seth Rollins. I'm like, that was stupid.
Right.
Yeah, the Shield music, it was just Seth Rollins. Where's Dean Ambrose, damn it?
Dean Ambrose is such a
I love that guy.
I do too. He's my favorite wrestler personally.
Oh, by the way, real quick, while we're talking about wrestling, Sting is officially retiring the Sting persona after this year.
Oh really?
Mhm.
Finally.
Now he can come back as Steve or whatever, but
Yeah.
he's retiring the Sting persona.
Yeah.
He's retired. He had his retirement match in
Right.
AEW.
Just AEW, he's still doing independent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just like Taker just randomly shows up on a motorcycle to celebrate with Rhea Ripley, but go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I think my
Had nothing to
prediction.
do with anything, but he's like, hey, Rhea Ripley, let's go.
Right. My prediction for the men's is that I'm pretty sure. I think either Seth Rollins. I don't know I think Roman Reigns might win it, just making it interesting.
I don't think we see 3 in a row though. I don't think we see Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns 3 years in a row.
No.
Maybe.
Well, he might challenge for Gunther or whatever.
Yeah,
whoever.
Gunther.
I think
Tug.
I think the women's is up. I think Bailey might win the women's.
Yeah.
But I think
he's
John
gonna
Cena's gonna win. I think
Yeah, I want John Cena
versus
to win.
Gunther. I don't think you're gonna John Cena versus Cody. I think it's gonna be John Cena versus Gunther. And they're gonna put Gunther over because I don't think John Cena's breaking Ric Flair. He already said he doesn't care to break Ric Flair's.
Right.
He will if they really want to, but he doesn't care because this is more about this is my last year.
Right.
I think he'll win the Rumble, but I think that's as far as he'll go.
Right. We've had one more championship match.
Yeah.
Women's, I say who wins the Royal Rumble is going to be your future champion, and that's Charlotte Flair. I think she makes the
If
comeback.
she comes back, yes.
If
If she really does come back and it's not just a prediction, I really think she's gonna.
I think it's gonna be Nia Jax.
Isn't she close to tying her dad's record for most champions?
Well, she got 11 in 1 month.
Right? Like, good lord.
Fucking Sasha Banks and her traded it. Like, pardon my language, but that was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
back
Some of
boys.
these title reigns that last like a week
Yeah.
or 2 weeks is so stupid.
Then why'd you put it on in the first place?
I think R-Truth should win, damn it.
R-Truth was a 56
Yes.
time 20. No, I don't even know what it is.
He's a 56-time, 24/7, 7-Eleven, I-40 champion, okay?
I'm not gonna lie.
I lived off I-42, damn it.
His going back and forth with Jinder Mahal, he pinned him at a freaking
Golf
golf
wedding.
And he pinned him on an
He
airplane.
pinned him on an airplane. It was
But
funny.
R-Truth also got pinned on like Sports Center.
It was hilarious.
It was.
They
love
need to
R-Truth.
bring back.
It was the most
It was-
gimmicky title ever, but
It
it was
was
funny.
better than the Hardcore Championship.
Yeah, it was.
Hardcore was stupid. This was hilarious.
Yes.
Yes,
There's a
you see
difference.
people get pinned on tarmacs, golf courses, restaurants.
ESPN Sports Center.
Yes.
And you didn't really see it coming. You just all of a sudden he falls down 1, 2, 3.
The ref, he's shopping. Who are you? He pulls off with the ref shirt. It's just 1, 2, 3.
Like Superman style.
You know Vince wasn't running that. That had to be somebody else. It was just genius how they pulled all that off in random places all over the country.
Vince is like, I don't like you. Go run this thing. And it had to be the best thing ever.
It was hilarious. So the men's, obviously I want John Cena to win.
Yeah.
I don't think he will. I think this sets up a feud. I think CM Punk wins.
See, I can see CM Punk. Remember last year, right? I didn't come back to lose to Dusty's kid, and then he lost.
Yeah, he goes after Cody Rhodes, and then Seth Rollins screws him over, and then you start that feud again.
Yeah, or continue that feud.
But I can also see Punk going heel and beating Rhodes and having his reign. But after Rhodes trying for so long, do you take the belt off him after 1 year?
Yes.
You do?
You can. You can. I don't think you do, but you could. He had a great year. He's had some good feuds. Kevin Owens coming back, doing a feud with him. Solo Sikoa, whatever.
He's on a sequoia tree.
It don't matter. He's gone. If you notice, Jacob Fatu has changed his outfit. Jacob Fatu is going to be the new leader of the Bloodline. I think Solo is kind of like getting pushed out. I think WWE is like, okay, you're not getting the boos or the cheers or nothing. You're getting like no reaction. You're kind of done.
Kind of retool him a little bit.
I think they're retooling the Bloodline to make Jacob, because Jacob's beginning the freaking
I said
the reaction, right? He's getting the oh, this dude's crazy. This guy's a monster. This guy's great. This guy's unstoppable.
He's
this guy's
a
dangerous.
big guy that can
everyone
fly.
talks about Jacob. Tonight he's facing Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
He's facing Braun. Like, this is something Jacob wanted. I mean, this dude broke his ankle and still wrestled in a boot.
That's all right.
This guy is
What
different.
about Braun Breaker?
I think Braun deserves to get a main event push.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't have the math to Scott Steiner.
The thing with that is
63rd and a third chance.
you don't really see those types of pushes until SummerSlam.
Right.
So I could see Fatu or Braun Breaker getting that push after WrestleMania.
I think you're going to get Braun Breaker getting the push before Jacob.
I think another surprise entry could be the Undertaker.
I thought he said he was done wrestling.
He says he's done, but is he ever done?
He's never done.
It's just like it's Stone Cold ever done.
You're gonna be like, well, he's gonna take him 5 minutes to get to the mat. He'd be hiding under the ring and come out
Fair enough.
like Hornswoggle.
I think
That's my winner, Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle is 32 and has a hearing aid.
You know what I'd love to see as a surprise
Not
entrance
joking.
to
It was
set
on a
up
podcast. It
something
was
later
on
in the future.
Podcast.
I would
Right.
love to see, because he's still got, I think, one more match, Goldberg. And maybe start something with Braun Breaker to kind of get Braun Breaker over, right? Because Goldberg doesn't have to lift up someone who's super heavy and stuff. Yeah, Goldberg is near the end, but he's still a good physical physique,
Right.
right? And Braun Breaker's up there. So you got Braun Breaker facing off against like someone his dad wrestled against.
Right.
And Goldberg was so dominant at that time to where Braun Breaker just physically dominates Goldberg. And Goldberg is going to allow it. And then you push Braun Breaker over because of the, maybe setting up something for WrestleMania. Maybe he doesn't win. Goldberg screws him at the Royal Rumble. And they have a WrestleMania match. And then he physically dominates Goldberg, and that's how he gets in that picture at SummerSlam.
Right.
That'd be great. I know there's been rumors of Goldberg doing one more match. That's what I'd love to see Goldberg face. Just like we're talking about who would be John Cena's last match, right?
Everybody wants Randy Orton.
I think it should be Orton. It should be Orton or Punk. There's no question asked.
Yeah.
If Edge ever comes back to
Then
WWE,
it's Edge.
it needs to be Edge. But if it's not Edge, it's going to be Orton
Orton has said he wants his last match.
or Punk.
He wants to be Cena's last match.
Those two should be.
Yeah.
But then also think of the whole Punk Cena. I'm walking out with the WWE Championship if I win. And we all like, oh yeah, Cena's gonna win at Money in the Bank.
No.
Punk won and fucking left WWE for like a month or two with the championship. They had to bring out a face champion.
They posted on Twitter the next day that in his refrigerator was a WWE championship.
He left with the belt. Like
Vince.
Vince is like, oh shit, he won. Like it was a storyline kind of thing. But he left with the championship. Like, oh shit, he really didn't lose.
Yeah.
And we all thought he was gonna lose because he's gonna leave with the belt. If he wins or lose, he's leaving WWE. So okay, he's not gonna win. You lose, he wins. It takes the belt with him.
It was a good surprise. It kept me interested because you're like, oh, okay, Vince is not going to let it happen. Yeah, he did.
It happened. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it just happened. Like, we're like, what the fuck? That's when I think WWE started changing, right? Because it was predictable, and that was very unpredictable.
That's where you kind of came out of the Attitude Era.
Right. And I think WWE or CM Punk or CM Punk, John Cena's last feud, you can't go wrong with three people: Edge, Orton, or Punk.
Mhm.
But I think it's going to be Orton. Unless he got injured or something, then you make it Punk.
You can make The Rock and The Miz are good feuds too, but they're not as good as those three.
They're not as good
no
as
question.
three. I mean, yes, Cena and The Miz would have had good feuds, but it's not Orton, him and Orton had feuds for years.
3 years in a
On
row.
and off, on
3
and off,
years in a
on and
row.
off.
On and off. 3 years in a row.
John Cena and Edge, years.
Mhm.
Punk and Cena, probably a year or two.
You watch the Edge DVD and freaking he uses brass knuckles on the John Cena, and Jim Ross says, "No, not this way, not this way. Edge shouldn't win. Son of a bitch."
God
He
damn it,
said,
Dr.
"Son
Flag.
of a bitch," and it was
You
hilarious.
son of a bitch.
It's Cena's hometown after he put his dad in the hospital. King, how can we do this? How did this happen? Like you can just
I
see the
think-
veins popping out of Jim Ross's head.
I
It's
think,
sold very well. I'm like, this is awesome.
but you hit it right.
Yeah.
Edge 1, Orton 2, Punk 3.
Yeah.
But you can't go wrong with
But they have respect. All three of them have respect for Cena.
You are going
and
to
Cena
see,
has respect for them.
you are going to see a Cena Punk rivalry before the end of his career.
That's
You're
right.
going to see a Cena or Orton
Before the end.
before the end of the year.
His last match is going to
I just don't know who's going to be the last match, Orton or Punk. I think you go Punk then Orton. You do Punk maybe up until SummerSlam.
Punk, Cena,
And then
at SummerSlam.
one of the last matches of the year, you do Punk or Cena and Orton. Maybe tribute to the troops or something like that.
Do you let Orton beat him?
No.
Or does Cena
You let
go out winner?
Cena. Orton would be the first one to tell you because they even asked Orton, "We want you to beat the Undertaker at WrestleMania." He said no.
Edge too. Edge didn't want to beat the Undertaker.
So Orton's not going to be he's going to say, no, I don't want to beat Cena in his last match.
It's funny you mentioned that.
You let Cena win the last match because they're both over, right? They're both, Orton's a 13-time champion, 14-time champion, and
14.
And Cena's a
I got something to add to
16-time
the Undertaker
champion.
in a second.
So it don't matter.
I got something to add to the Undertaker. So Edge was on a podcast. I actually watched this. They asked him way back in 2007. That was the year Ric Flair retired with Shawn Michaels.
But
They asked him to beat the Undertaker. He said, "No, I'm already established main event guy. Find somebody else." And everybody thought it was going to be Roman. And the only reason Brock Lesnar, you mentioned this, the only reason Brock Lesnar beat Undertaker at WrestleMania
It's because
because he was concussed.
yeah,
It was
he
supposed to
wanted
be-
to end. He wanted it to end. He's like, just pin me now.
Just pin me now. It was supposed to be Roman who broke the streak, not
Yes.
Brock.
so that is why Roman won.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing: if Brock won, and that's what it's supposed to be Roman. If Brock won, would Roman still want to beat the streak, or would he be like, I don't want to keep it going?
I think they were just trying to put Roman as
Because I think
guy at
Roman
the point.
still would have said at the same time, no, let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Because if Taker never got concussed, I don't think Taker is going to lose at WrestleMania. Because I think everyone will be like, no. Just like right now, Dominic says he's the reverse Undertaker. He hasn't won at WrestleMania.
Keep that going.
He's like 0-4 or something like that. He's like, I'm the reverse Undertaker. I think he joked about that on a podcast. I think they might make that a thing where
They
he
could.
never wins at WrestleMania.
Watch him pin like freaking Bam Bam Bigelow. Sorry, he's dead. Oh, damn. Oh, I keep throwing dead guys out there. Jim Hacksaw Duggins puts him over at WrestleMania, Jake. There you go.
71.
But but look how like the ego of Edge. He's like, there's no ego there. Like, no, don't put me because I'm already main event guy. I'm already world champion.
Yeah.
Let somebody else do it. And Roman was the guy coming up that time to
Right.
bring it down. And like I said, Brock Lesnar was already established guy. He didn't need the win. And the only reason Brock won was because the Undertaker was concussed in the match. Let's just end it now.
Oh
He
yeah,
got
you saw
hit.
everyone shocked. Like they even had the damn behind him. It said 22-0 or whatever. Like it literally said like
Yeah,
he was
it
gonna
did.
win, and they had to really cut it off. People were shocked because they didn't think there was nothing about him winning.
Because he got hit.
Because we're at the age of the internet. There's nothing about him winning. There was
Yep.
nothing about it. Behind him said 22-0, and they're like, oh shit! They had to hurry up and change it.
And everything about that was the ref goes down to Undertaker, gives him the sign, and he makes the signal to Vince. Vince is like, all right, we got to end it.
Yeah.
And
So-
that's what happened. And it was no mouthing or anything. It was all signals. Vince
Final
was like,
thoughts?
we have to end it.
Yeah, during that time, because I watched videos about it, like Undertaker still doesn't know what happened. He doesn't remember that match
He was-
at all.
He doesn't remember the ending at all.
See, one thing about
He
Taker-
remembers the beginning up until he got hit in the head, but after that, he doesn't remember.
One thing about Taker and I love, he always stayed in character.
Yep.
But if he hates the fact that if his last match wasn't up to his par, that's why he always wanted another match. Like
Yeah.
that, him and Goldberg at Saudi Arabia was supposed to be one of his last matches. It absolutely sucked. He's
Yes.
like, no, I need another match.
Yeah.
You can't make that my last
The
match.
Boneyard match was awesome. I'm
The
sorry.
Boneyard was great, and that's I think why one of those was one of his last matches.
The one with AJ Styles.
Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah,
really a match. It was a fight around the freaking
but
farmyard.
because
Yeah,
they
it was like
could
a
do-
movie type.
But
Yeah,
because
awesome.
they could do that and it ended well,
Yeah, they did.
he's like, I want this to be one of my last matches. But again, because of Goldberg and him sucking so bad, it was
Yeah.
just bad because they both were in great physical performance. Because Goldberg got better after that,
Yeah.
and Taker got better. He didn't want that to be his
Mhm.
last match because he's like, no, I can't give the fans this.
Nope.
That's why now you see him as Mark Calloway and stuff now because
Yeah.
he stepped back and no longer the Undertaker. But when he was Undertaker, he never broke character.
Mm-mm.
Any last thoughts on WWE?
I got a stiffy for it now.
Whoa.
Hey-o.
I'm not gonna
All
lie. Okay, I'm gonna say
Scoop
this.
Zach.
I'm not gonna lie. Undertaker, one of my favorite wrestlers, because of that, because he stayed in character so much, never broke. You don't hear him talking anything bad about his opponents. Like all that stuff between him and Brock Lesnar. Him and Brock Lesnar are best friends.
Oh yeah.
They're buddies. And you can tell them on there, they want to hit each other, they want to knock each other out. They're gonna go have a beer afterwards.
I don't know when I talk about LFGO, but they sent me an email. Tell us what you think about your LFGO product. I told you what I think. Read the podcast or watch the podcast.
There's only two people or one person.
There's one person watching it. It's
That's
me.
me. NFL, college. So
Khalid,
you want to talk about college first?
Yeah, let's talk about college real quick.
Ohio State.
Congrats, Ohio State.
9th
You
championship.
did great. You covered the spread. A lot of people were mad about that. Oh, you had to give up the last field goal.
Right.
But they were never. Yeah, it got close, but they were never. You never really thought Notre Dame was going to take over.
No, in doing that first drive, I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a good game.
Yeah, what was it like? 11,
not so fast. 31.
It was like 11, 13, 14, 15 plays.
They took
Like
10
12 minutes off the clock. It was ridiculous. Like, oh shit, this gonna be a game.
Yeah.
And then Ohio State's
not so fast, Midget, has been the theme of this whole fall season.
This ever since Lee Corso said that we started a podcast.
Yeah. I will say this: Will Howard, wow, great game. Like he kind of had some moments there against Tennessee, and you mentioned like Oregon really wasn't him; it was the running game and the receivers. He showed up.
Oh yeah.
Will Howard showed up.
The reason why he left Kansas State is because the guy behind him, the starter of Kansas State now, said he was going to take over. I needed to leave so he can become the starter. And I was okay with that. I wanted to look for a team to potentially win a national title. That was my goal. So
And they did on in there, and they did.
Yeah.
You just think that.
You want to say this or me? We could say it in unison. Can we stop the Ryan Day firing talk?
Yes, that's what I'm bringing up. I mean,
I'm a Michigan fan, and I'm tired of
Stephen A. Smith said you need to fire Ryan.
Just because he can't beat your rival, you want to fire him?
Listen, Stephen A. Smith said you need to fire Ryan Day because he's not winning you nothing and blah, blah, blah. Everyone's saying fire him. Nick Saban said it best on College Game Day.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to listen to some fat guy in a damn fucking underwear talking on a damn computer. You need to fire this guy, blah, blah. He doesn't know shit about college football. Ryan Day got you there. Ryan Day has a chance to win a national championship, and you're going to have a fat guy telling you you need to fire the coach because you can't beat your rival. Who gives a crap?
Yeah.
Nick Saban went off on that on College Day. And guess what? You won the national championship.
Mm-hmm.
Now who's saying fire Ryan Day?
Nobody.
Any Ohio State fan that said fire Ryan Day, stop being an Ohio State fan. You're not a real fan because you know what? A real fan will go, okay, we didn't win. We're in the playoffs. Who cares?
Yep.
Ask a Michigan fan. If they would have been in the same predicament and lost to Ohio State last year, we're still in the playoffs. You saying fire Jim Harbaugh?
Nope.
Because you have a chance.
You have a chance.
If you have a chance, you never say fire your coach.
Nope. I agree.
I say Matt LaFleur sucks at play calling, and maybe we need to look at changing him, but that's because of his play calling. But you know what? I still wouldn't fire him over whoever because he's still getting results.
Right.
I say we need to look at firing him, maybe put a fire under his ass.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're still having a chance. In college football, if you have a chance, who cares about your rivals? I told Carl this earlier. Packers for the next 5 to 10 years could lose every game against the Bears. But if you give me a chance at the Super Bowl, I don't give a shit about the damn Bears.
Yeah.
I will lose to the Bears every single game. If you tell me right now, hey, every season the Packers are going to make the Super Bowl, that they lose the Bears twice. You better fucking lose the Bears twice. Because if I'm going to make the playoffs, I don't give a shit about the other games.
The reason I like you bring that up because 2002 Buccaneers team was 13-3. 2 of their losses were against the Saints. That year they won the Super Bowl.
Who cares?
It doesn't matter.
Exactly. Who cares about your dang rival? One game. It's one freaking game.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Did it look bad because it was Michigan who wasn't doing well? Yes. But you know what? You got to the playoffs. Yes. Everyone talks about this, and I hate when they talk about this because it's new. They are the hardest road to the championship. Well, no shit, because there's fucking more than one team that they got to beat to get to the championship.
Right.
Years before, there's one team you got to beat to get to the championship.
And,
But you beat a tough Tennessee team, you beat a tough Oregon team, beat a tough Texas team, and you beat a tough Notre Dame team.
They're not frauds.
no.
Now, when they say, oh, they beat the most ranked, top 5 ranked teams or top 10 teams, well, yeah, because you have fucking the damn college football playoffs. You had fucking 4 of them.
But they beat Penn State.
But that's not the point.
Yeah,
The point is you beat Penn State. You beat – who else did they beat this year? Indiana, who was ranked. Who else did they beat that was ranked? They had someone earlier in the season, didn't they?
Yeah.
Michigan? Oh, wait.
But they beat 2 ranked teams in the Big Ten.
Yeah. No.
They almost beat Oregon. They should have beat Oregon if it wasn't for that stupid 12-man on the field call.
It was they lost both their games in the regular season by a combined 4 points. 3 to Michigan, 1 to Oregon.
Right. And the one in Oregon you can definitely fight for should have been a 1 because they changed the rule the next damn week to where the time will go back.
Yeah.
It won't, 10-second runoff? Nope, sorry, it goes back to 20 seconds instead of 10 seconds. So you're talking about they changed the rule to help teams like that were in your position because of the 12-man.
Yeah.
So if you talk about, I know I hate saying this too, but if that was a rule before then, they probably could have won that game.
Probably.
But when you change the rule because of that loophole, you still win to me because you make college football think about, oh shit, they could have won the game if it was this way.
Here's my only argument. And this is something I'm going to bring up because I am a Michigan fan. If Michigan was able to hold them to 10 points, why didn't you see all these other teams start doing what Michigan did?
Exactly. Look they went back and played Oregon, the team they lost to 1. Everyone thought Oregon was going to dominate them, and they fucking dominated Oregon.
Yeah.
Oregon never had a chance. Wasn't it like 38-0 at one point?
It was like 31-0.
31-0. It was ridiculous.
It was bad. It was 31-8 at halftime.
I texted the group and I said, they have a family. You can stop.
So they made it a point to go, I don't give a shit about this 12-man thing.
No.
It ain't going to be a problem this time.
See, he brought this up to me, is that they last won a national title back in 2014. That was the first year they decided to do the 14 playoff.
This is the first year they did 12 and they won the national championship.
I mean, props.
So
I don't
they
like them, but I
continue
can
the
respect
patterns
them a
on
little
10 years and then won the
And I
fucking 2014 playoff.
I hate when people say, but they had $20 million. Who cares? That's football now. That's college football now.
That is
'Cause guess
how
who
you
gets
make
12
rosters.
Guess who gets $20 million next year for their team? Notre Dame. They got all that $20 million because they don't have a conference. And I'm tired of people going, well, Notre Dame beats in a conference. No, they don't.
No,
they
they
make
don't.
their own schedule. Who cares?
Yeah.
Indiana
That's
proved.
the only
SMU
reason why
proved,
everyone
Boise
is
State
saying
proved.
that.
Everyone proved they don't give a shit who you play in the regular season.
See,
Notre
that's
Dame even proved they don't care who you in the regular season. If you get in the playoffs, you're gonna get money. And guess what? Notre Dame's now got $20 million.
We're at 2 hours.
So that's what I think about college football.
How about we talk about the other side of it, and that's Notre Dame. I don't know. Is Riley Leonard coming back?
No.
No, Riley Leonard is a senior.
Okay. Marcus Freeman, great season.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus Freeman's a great coach.
And after that loss to Northern Illinois, we all wrote him off.
Oh, yeah.
They went on a run and didn't lose until last Monday
But
night.
I told you why, right?
Yeah.
Because they contact Northern Illinois head coach contacted him, goes, you know how we exploit your weakness. He listened, which most coaches don't care.
Right.
He listened and got better and dominated.
Yeah. And everybody wants to keep throwing strength of schedule out there.
Okay.
You can't hold that against SMU, Boise State, Indiana, Ohio State, Notre Dame, all these other teams.
You can hold it against Notre Dame because they don't have
Okay.
Other
But
teams
I
and
can't-
people are mad because of Notre Dame can do something they can't. Make their own schedule.
But I can't.
And they
I can't
still
hold it.
win when they go against big teams.
I can't hold it against an Army team or a Navy team that go 5-7. I know they didn't, but we only play them once a week, once a season. We don't play them 12 times a year. I can't hold it. I don't have any control over what Clemson does. I don't have any control over that. I only control the 12 games that are put in front of me. I can't control what they do outside of those schedules.
And when Notre
those
Dame
games.
schedules these games, right?
Yeah.
When all these teams schedule these games, it's years in advance.
Yeah.
So you don't know how good Navy's going to be.
They open up against
or how
Miami
good
next
Army. Who?
Notre Dame. They open up against the U next year. Carson Beck, baby.
And when they signed this, you think the U was as good as they are now?
No.
Exactly. You're hoping some of these good teams like USC and Texas A&M and stuff are going to kind of be
The only
ranked.
reason Carson Beck went to Miami is because of his girlfriend.
It just so happened that Texas A&M was ranked.
So went there.
It just so happened Texas A&M was ranked. USC wasn't this year, but Texas A&M was. Navy was. Army was. You still beat 3 ranked teams.
Yeah.
Navy and Army won their bowl games.
Oh,
Yeah. They
Navy
did.
and Army was still good besides that one game
Army
and a couple of Navy games.
Army won their first conference title in program history.
And what was their 2 losses?
Navy and Notre Dame.
Notre Dame was first. The Navy played them. Navy beat them.
I just said those teams. I honestly didn't remember.
Right. So again, you don't know how good these are. They usually
You don't know how
always
they're going to
schedule.
play out.
They usually always schedule Navy. I think they always schedule Army, but Navy for sure because it's a rivalry. I think Stanford is usually a rivalry. Michigan's usually a rivalry. Usually, but they don't do it every year. But they do USC every year.
USC, Stanford,
And Navy
and
usually
Navy.
every year.
Mhm.
But the thing, well, I was going to say something, I forgot. Sorry. Maybe I'll get it back. Those people that are saying strict schedule are the people that wanted Bama in the playoff, not us.
Exactly.
Who cares? Bama lost.
They lost Jalen Milroe.
They lost
They
to
shouldn't have
Vanderbilt.
lost 3 games. They shouldn't have lost 2
Maybe you
games.
should have lost to Vanderbilt. You beat Vanderbilt, you're in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
No, not only that. Don't fucking screw the pooch against Oklahoma.
Yeah. Don't
Yeah,
lose
you
to
lose
a
to
6.
Oklahoma, you lose
win.
to Vanderbilt.
That's not a bad loss to Vanderbilt. They lost by 5.
But
They
yeah, you
lost
don't
by
lose to
21
Vanderbilt. You don't
Yeah,
lose to
don't-
Oklahoma. You don't lose to one of those teams you're in.
Yeah, you are, unfortunately.
Don't
One of those
blow your
teams.
load against Oklahoma.
And we don't own you in the
That's a
bowl
6
game.
loss team.
Hey,
We had put 6 players
Yeah,
declared
exactly.
for the draft. They didn't have anybody, and they didn't show up. That's not on me.
Hey, look, you don't play the bowl game. That's not
Yeah.
whoever. NFL, real quick.
So we got our. We're not doing picks anymore since it's already established. But I think we all across the board are going Commanders, Bills.
Yes.
Yes.
But let's throw it the other way. It's probably going to be Chiefs and Eagles.
Yes.
I
We
hope
would like
not.
to see Commander Bills. Chiefs, Eagles, most
I think
likely.
these are both are going to be probably the greatest championship games we've ever seen. It could go back and
For a
forth.
couple of years, for the last few years, yes.
Yeah, like just because of the fact that Philly Washington went 1-1 against each other. Buffalo beat Kansas City, a little sour taste in Kansas City.
And Buffalo can't beat Kansas City in the playoffs ever.
We could see Jalen. We're going to see a rookie in the Super Bowl, Jaden Daniels or Cooper DeJean going on the NFC side.
Yeah.
Xavier Worthy for Kansas City. I don't remember Buffalo's rookie's going to go.
But defensive rookie of the year for the
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Keon Coleman out of Florida
Buffalo?
State.
For Buffalo. No, it wasn't Coleman. It was who was the rookie of the year?
Rookie of the year?
Wasn't it the defensive guy for the Bills?
Yeah, he was up for rookie of the year on the defensive side.
Yeah, not the offensive side rookie of the year. We're talking about the defensive.
Oh, I
rookie of
thought
the
you
year.
were talking about.
No, I'm just naming rookies that are going to win their. These
Is
are
Coleman a
4 of
rookie?
these guys.
I
Yeah,
thought
he is.
Coleman was the second
He is.
year.
These are 4 or 5 potential rookies.
Coleman
They're-
is a
one of
rookie.
these guys is going to win a ring.
For rookie of the year. That's how bad he is.
Hey, one of these rookies is going to win a ring.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
my point.
Exactly.
So, but how do we see the first game going?
I think.
I think the Eagles game is going to be close. I think
Did you pick Eagles?
I picked Commanders.
Okay.
I pick Commanders too.
Commanders.
I think Jaden Daniels is gonna do good. I did for some reason I picked Commanders, but I still think the Eagles are gonna win. But I think Commanders.
It's going to be a close game.
I think both games are 3 points or less.
Could be overtime too. You never know. We
I
got the
think
new
one.
order.
I think one of them goes to overtime. I think one goes to overtime. I think it's the Bills and the Chiefs that go.
41-0 finals on both.
Let's just say our scenario plays out, and Bills and Commanders do make the Super Bowl.
Bills will win this first Super Bowl ever.
Probably.
But one thing that one coach has not, Dan Quinn, has been to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, what's he done? What did he do with that Super Bowl, buddy?
28-3.
28-3. Exactly.
Sean McDermott is.
But he still has experience.
At losing.
Yeah.
Hey,
Big leads. He's the Doc Rivers.
That game ends in the third quarter. They win. They make a stop on 4th down or on 3rd down. They win the game.
I bet you if they make the Super Bowl and they're up, I bet you they run.
Get first downs. We're on the clock.
Don't get first downs, just run.
run the damn clock out.
And I
Run the
think-
clock and use the 40 seconds, damn it.
I want to elaborate on this. You mentioned it earlier. Matt Ryan wins that Super Bowl. He is in the Hall of Fame talks. I don't think he's first ballot. I don't think he makes the Hall of Fame right away because of not having that Super Bowl. But you can
Right.
argue that you
Well-
can't really talk the game without him, but for the Falcons, we can.
But
So,
you
that's
talk about
my
his
point.
career, but you also, if you mention his career, but you mention his name, you talk about 2 of the biggest blown leads to 20-3. But also when he's up 30 points to 3 against the Vikings as a Colts quarterback.
Yep. Yeah. No, you're right.
all right.
Some coaching hirings. Oh, no, we want to talk about Bills Chiefs. Kind of
No.
close to.
No, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? If you had to pick right now, the 4
As
teams.
John Madden would say, one of the 4 remaining teams.
I'm going. Josh Allen takes the lead. I think Josh Allen and the Bills finally win. They're out of their 5 Super Bowls they would make, they're going to win the 5th one.
I'm going with my gut. I'm going with Bills, Josh Allen.
Ooh, you got me twisted because I think it's going to be AFC that gets it this year. And I think we see our first ever three-peat.
Not first ever.
No.
Of Super Bowl, yes. Super Bowl, yes.
There's never been a 3-peat Super Bowl.
Oh,
winner
no,
ever.
wait. They're going for the first 3-peat since the Patriots. That's right. That's what it was. They're going for
Patriots
the first
never
3-peat.
The
three-peated.
Patriots never
No, but
started.
they had a chance at a 3-peat. I
They
said they're
did.
going for the first 3-peat since
Yeah.
another team that was going for 3-peat. Do not listen to me. They're going for the first. How they listen.
You should have been listening because your Broncos ended that. Jake Plummer knocked Brady out and gave him his first playoff loss too.
But
forever, Jake Plummer will live in my.
Nobody has ever won 3 in a row.
Right. No, what I was saying is the way they put it on Facebook, they're going for the first repeat since another team went for the first repeat.
It's New England did, yeah.
Right.
03, 04, 05.
But they lost in the Super Bowl.
Who I want is Buffalo.
Yes.
I want Buffalo to win it. I want Josh Allen to win it.
I can
That's my gut. I think Josh Allen
But
and
speaking
they'll
of the
finally get over
Chiefs-
that hump and get to the Super Bowl finally.
Speaking of the Chiefs, Pat Mahomes changing the rules.
Yeah.
What happened? What are they looking at for next year?
Next year, the NFL owners and the officials are looking into adding a new rule to the reviews. They're adding that they're reviewing the sidelines, the QB slides,
The
to the
slide.
reviews.
Because
you
the
can now
Houston
re-
Texans and the
Because of
Chiefs
that rule
game,
that mentioned in that article.
As they should.
because they slid and they hit each other and they called it personal foul when that should have never been a
Even
personal
England
foul.
said that was BS.
Should have been anyway.
Everyone said, "Are you kidding me?"
He slid a
When you got the announcers who are supposed to be biased, when you got other people talking about it, going, "This is horrible." Even Chiefs fans have said, "That's not a late hit."
No, because if he slides 1 second
I
before,
showed
they have
Mandy.
no choice but to keep going.
I showed Mandy.
They can't
Shout out to Mandy.
stop.
She's watching. My girlfriend. She said she said, "Okay, that was kind of a bad call.
Yeah.
Maybe not BS, but bad call."
You got 200 and plus pound players trying to tackle a quarterback, and all of a sudden he slides at the last second. They can't stop on the dime.
Nope.
They're like 18 wheelers. They cannot stop on the dime.
So
Question here, real quick. I want to talk about because I just saw a fight in a basketball game between the Pistons and Magic. Someone on the Bobby Bones show, Eddie, was at his son's basketball game, 11 years old. One kid threw a punch, didn't hit, but took a swing at another player. And they got a 5 minute. You got to be on the bench for 5 minutes or whatever. Should they have got ejected from the game?
Yes.
Yes.
11 years old,
Oh
you
my-
throw a punch. You deserve to get kicked out, not of the game, of the league. You're 11.
And
You show them that's not right early.
Oh, like
5
okay,
minutes. What is it?
5 minutes
Freaking
timeout.
5 minutes for roughing at the damn hockey?
yeah.
You show them it's okay to throw a punch. Oh, I'm just gonna get sent down for 5 minutes.
Did they go 5-on-4 for 5
But the
minutes?
thing is,
5-on-4 for basketball. Yeah.
but the thing is, in basketball, you
It's not a
get
physical
fines, you
sport.
get this, you get this. At 11 years old, you're not gonna get fined, but you definitely deserve to get thrown out of the game
At the
to
very
show it's
least,
not right.
At the very least, the coach should have had the nads to do it.
Yeah,
Right.
should have thrown him out of the game. Not off the team, but out of the game. Like, this is not.
I'll
okay.
bet at 11 years old, I thought he was the team because it
But if
proves
it's his first
just
offense,
for this
no.
year. Depends how many games are left, right?
Right.
If it was the
Yep.
this is clearly near the end of basketball for 11, 10-year-old stuff, even in Nashville, right?
Yeah.
You get thrown off the team the rest of the season.
Yeah.
To know this isn't right.
Yeah.
If it was the first game of the season, okay, you know what? For the next couple games, you're not playing to show this is wrong.
Right.
Because fighting is not allowed in any sport except hockey, really.
Right.
And even in hockey, you still get fined and then penalized, or penalized and then fined.
Sumo wrestling.
Unless you're in Goon.
Yeah.
So it's the time we kind of been avoiding, I guess. It's punishment time.
We're not gonna talk about the hirings.
Oh, let's talk about the hirings real quick. Yes.
You thought I was gonna get by it, didn't you?
Ben Johnson, great hiring for the
Yes.
Bears.
Yes.
Aaron Glenn to
If
the
it
Jets.
does not work in season 1 and they do not make the playoffs, does Ryan Poles get fired?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Aaron Glenn for the Jets, good hiring.
Yep.
Yes.
Great defense. Yes, you have an offense. You got Rodgers, but Rodgers is on the way out. Probably not even gonna play there next year. I think Aaron Glenn, great.
I
They
think he'll
have
finally
to get
bring
a
the
quarterback
culture
this
they
year.
need to
Huh?
change.
They have to get a quarterback this year.
They have to. They have to in the draft. Yes, Aaron Rodgers has to be that mentor. Who else got hired? I want to save the Dallas for last.
Yeah, that's fine.
Pete
Jacksonville.
Carroll to Las
Pete
Vegas.
Carroll to Vegas. Let's talk about that real quick. Best coaching in the AFC right now.
Yep.
And
West.
AFC West as well.
AFC West. You got Andy Reid. You got Harbaugh. You got Sean Payton. You got Pete Carroll.
You know the average age of that coach in that
You got
division?
4 Hall of Fame
65.
coaches in that division.
Average age of that coach in that division 65.
But unfortunately, the Raiders are still so bad. I think Russell Wilson might come. Jay talked about this. Jason talked about this. Russell Wilson has a chance to come to
The Raiders.
Raiders. The reason I said that it would be highly unlikely is because him and Russell Wilson, the playing style, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? It's something similar. It's something to help the team. Russell Wilson knows he's on the way out. It'd be a great kind of fit to kind of bridge what Pete Carroll wants for a couple of years.
Right.
The Jags, just another guy. They hired literally just another guy that no one even thought was on the radar.
He was on a
Liam
couple
Cohen, but he wasn't like a big name. You're gonna like, oh, he's definitely getting a head
Well,
coaching
one thing
job.
I did like is
It's
that
because
he
he's the
goaded
highest
them
paid. But he's the highest paid offensive coordinator, and he took a head coaching job.
Yes, but I like how he did it. He goaded the
Bucks.
Jags into firing the GM because
Yeah.
after, because
But
he said he was in the considering. Then all of a sudden he's like, no, I'll just go back to the Bucks and offer more money. Then Khan fired the worst GM in NFL history.
Then he ghosted Todd Bowles.
I don't know about that yet. Ryan Pohl's still on the poll, but anyway.
No, Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jerry
Yeah.
Jones is the worst GM, but he ain't gonna fire.
Saints haven't hired anybody yet.
But do you think this Liam Cohen guy's gonna last?
Maybe.
No.
Let's see how year one goes.
Here's the thing: if this year doesn't work well for him, it's not him. It's not no GM. It's Trevor Lawrence on the line.
Right.
Trevor Lawrence has to come on and have his career year.
Yeah.
Because if not, he's gone. It's not your GM that picked you. It's not your coach that wanted you. So that's a death for a quarterback.
Yep.
You don't have a now again, you can have a great season, Joe Burrow, right? And not make the playoffs and still keep your job.
Yes.
But you have to have a career year.
And Joe Burrow, to me, the only bad game he had was that first game against New England.
Again, he didn't play bad.
He didn't play bad, but he didn't play great.
Same with but Trevor Lawrence has to have a Joe Burrow like season. Whether they win or lose, if you have a top rated offense, but yet your defense is losing you games,
Well, the real
Trevor Lawrence is not gonna lose.
Well, the
his
real
job.
Trevor Lawrence, please stand up. You like that?
Okay, what about Mike Vrabel to the Patriots?
Love it. I think that's the best
Pitch
hire.
Poke, you owe me a Coke.
I think that I got you too.
Yeah, you know.
So therefore, I got you your
I don't
second.
hate
one.
it. I like it.
I think it's the best of hire. I think
I-
Ben Johnson was great. I think Aaron Hill was great. I think Mike Vrabel is bringing back the Belichick era in New England.
Yeah.
Do I
Josh
like the
McDaniels.
OC thing?
Who? Who's the OC again?
Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels.
Hey, he's won the last Super Bowls as the OC.
Yeah.
Not a great head coach, but
No, but he's a great.
Hey, he's a
coordinator.
great head coach to Indy.
I think Kelvin Pritchard is his defensive coordinator.
Hey, who's the best
Mike
head
Vrabel.
coach they've ever had in Indy? Had to be fucking the guy that goes, nah, I don't want it 2 days later.
It was that coach for like 2 days. Like, nah.
He's like, never mind, I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
go back to the Patriots because they
yeah,
always get
because
the
Josh
next head coach.
McDaniels that year,
Well, I think he thought he was gonna be
because
the
it was
next
the
head
year
coach.
that Matt Patricia went to the Lions. McDaniels was supposed to go to the Colts, but he's like,
Exactly.
no, I don't want to. Then they hired Frank Reich.
So I think Mike Vrabel's the best hire.
I think all these all are great hires.
They're great hires.
Oh yeah,
Besides the Jags, they got a Jag.
yeah.
Just another guy. The worst though. Unfortunately, Mr. Google, I'm sorry. The worst has to be promoting your offensive coordinator
Here's Scott
who
Hammer.
hasn't called plays in half a decade, has never been on a head coaching interview for over a decade.
Yes,
But
He's
to me, this is why I think the hiring happened. Because
his dad was a head coach.
no, Mike McCarthy and the Cowboys couldn't come to an agreement.
Yeah.
So you really weren't in the market to look for somebody.
Mhm.
All these head coaches are already signing, and you're like, you know what? We're promoting you because we don't have a guy yet.
Right.
That's all it was. We don't have a guy in mind. We're promoting you.
I
How
think
long does he last?
A season or two.
Half a season.
I think
Give
he
or
lasts.
take.
I think he lasts a season or two because
I don't know.
because
6 months. Tops.
they got look at Robert Saleh went back to the 49ers.
Yes.
That's great. That's
But
awesome.
again,
I think
they
that's-
weren't going to
that
hire
defense
Robert
doing
Saleh,
scary.
right? They weren't going to hire Doug Peterson. They're not going to hire these fired guys.
You're
No.
going to hire a former Eagle? That's terrible.
Also-
you agree with that, right?
Well, I'm saying they're not going to
Usually-
hire these fired
No.
guys. So you don't have another guy in mind. You have to promote within.
Yeah.
So I don't hate it. I just think it was smart. But again, you're victim of the circumstance.
Mhm.
You fired your coach because mutual parted ways, whatever,
Sure.
because you couldn't come to an agreement and you had no one in mind,
So you promote.
what are you gonna do? Go down to college and go, hey, Dion, come on up
What was the rush?
for the Cowboys?
Yeah,
For
Because
what? To
everyone
hire
else-
him?
to hire a head coach.
Because
What
they
was
didn't
the
have
rush?
anyone in mind. There was no one out that they liked. They just
They
And
lost.
everyone else was hiring. They're like, oh, we need to hire
No,
someone.
no,
just
I don't
because-
think that's what it is.
No, I don't
They
think
had
it's
no
rushed.
one in mind, right?
They were
People keep talking about Dion this, Dion. Maybe he didn't want Dion as the coach.
Maybe
Deion didn't want them.
Right. Maybe we're never gonna really know the truth, right? Because Dion's not even gonna come out and say, "Oh, I didn't want that," right?
he didn't want the Raiders.
So maybe
He said that.
for the fact that, hey, you know what? There's no one out there I really like. We got turned out by Dion, the only guy I really liked. Let's just promote with it until someone's available.
I think they were banking on.
Maybe Urban Meyer
Back.
didn't want to come up. Maybe, because that was a failed experiment the first time. But maybe he didn't. Maybe did he try to get Urban Meyer? You don't know who he tried to get and called, and they said no. So he's like, okay, you said no right off the bat to even an interview. We're just promoting with it.
Did you hear remind me that the DC in Chicago?
Ooh,
Dennis Allen.
I don't hate it. That was a decent-
Eberflus is the defensive coordinator in Dallas now.
Is he really?
Yes, I
didn't
heard
see
that.
I didn't see that.
He's a good.
Hey, you know what though?
coordinator.
You
I
know
don't
what
hate it.
though?
I don't
They
hate
had
it.
a great defense. They had a great defense. If he's a defensive coach, they had a good defense.
Who? Chicago.
Yeah, they had a good
Yeah,
defense.
they had a good
If
defense.
Dallas could stay healthy, they'd have a good defense too.
But
I
the
don't
fact
think
that he's
Zimmer
the
was
new
the guy.
defensive
There's
coordinator, I don't
different
hate it.
system.
Yeah.
They literally had the same on defense
See,
last
here's
year
the thing.
compared to this year. Zimmer was not the guy. Dave Quinn got those guys going.
Matt Nagy, great offensive coordinator. Horrible head coach.
Oh, yeah.
Eberflus, great defensive coordinator.
Horrible
Horrible
head
head coach.
Just
It's a
because
great
you're a
hire. I
great
do like the
coordinator
hire.
doesn't mean
Josh
you can be a great head
McDaniels,
coach.
great coordinator, horrible ass head coach.
Am I the only one who likes this Brian Schottenheimer hire?
I told you I thought I didn't hate it. I hated it.
His
because
last
of-
name, Marty. He has that pedigree.
Hell, yeah,
Yeah,
his dad.
but he hasn't called plays in half a decade. Okay.
But he's familiar with the team. This is what it comes down to. They were banking on Mike McCarthy coming back, and they panicked.
All right, start pulling out the hat.
Mr. Google is tired of it. Okay, Jake.
If he wins the Super Bowl next year, I don't want to hear it.
Jake is picking.
Just like the Ryan
Hold
Day
on. I want to explain it again. Jake's picking because he was last in picks.
talk.
So there are certain ones.
I
Give it
thought the
to me,
winner
I'll read it.
picked for the loser.
No, he picks.
Okay.
I'll read it.
Now, since he pick is for picks, if it's winner picks, I won the pick, so I get to pick something for him.
I'll read your punishments. Is that okay?
Okay, let him read it.
I want to read it.
I want to read mine.
Oh,
You read the cool take.
All right, I've seen it. You can go ahead and read it.
Is this for Jake?
Yes.
Jake's punishment is, date night from hell.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That means
Oh my.
Jake has to dress up like a French maid.
No,
No,
that's
that's
not
where
the
he takes
French
an
maid
animal.
name.
Oh no, that's right.
Means
So
I gotta
he has
bring a
to
blow up doll.
He has to go to a nice restaurant with either a giant stuffed animal or a blow-up doll. And he has to order his date an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know if I'm gonna fucking broke, dude.
We're not gonna make you go to Crave. We'll figure something else out. Maybe Fireside and Dancing.
Oh.
A
Ouch.
decent one, or Davies. All go to Davies. All go to Davies.
They'll let you do it. They're closing.
Hey, don't worry. It never said you had a hot. Oh shit! Here we go. Mrs. Google's coming in.
What's up, Miss Google?
You should do a double or triple date. He sits with his date.
I go on my date.
I'm down with that.
We
I'll bring
can
a-
do that. We can do that. But here, the date did not say he had to buy himself dinner, so he just has to buy his date dinner, so he can at least take his leftovers home. But you have to go on a date with a stuffed animal or a blow-up doll.
Instead of doing it by yourself.
We will
then.
contact the restaurant that you pick. That's not McDonald's. Sit down restaurant.
A nice
Hey,
A nice-
McDonald's will sit down.
A nicer place. We will contact the restaurant and tell them what's going on, and we will film it, and we'll decide when that date is. But you get the date night from hell.
Okay, I'll shake it.
Oh, you shake. I'm picking. I'm gonna read it.
I have to read it. I'm the winner.
Someone's gonna read it on the date or on the. Oh, I'm gonna read mine first. Actually, you know what?
I'll read it first.
Come on.
Okay, this one.
Okay, go.
Come on.
Okay. Give it to him. No, you can read it too.
Is that the double?
I can't tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'll read it. Hold on. I'll read it.
Please be the shot caller.
Bean boozled. I'll take it.
Ooh.
That's 10 beans. You have to eat.
Means I have to eat from the bean.
I hope it's
thing.
all 10 puke beans.
Hey, it's still better than taking a damn blowjob on a date.
Hey!
Remember, you're blindfolded when you take them.
Yes, I am blindfolded when I take them.
Hey, I changed my mind. Pick from the hat.
Oh, Carl has to pick from the hat.
No.
He's like, fuck this. This is great.
Well,
I still think you got the worst so far.
All right. You want Zach to read it first? It's,
Yeah,
I don't want to read both of them.
No, I'm gonna
it's impartial. Reads it first. Okay.
Oh, fuck, dude. I still have the least worst punishment. I will say that.
Let me read it to myself.
Yep. Carl has the polar plunge.
Oh shit.
Talk about shrinkage.
So I gotta go into a cold water. Or what?
Yes.
And
Said during February and March, you're gonna fucking dive in freaking like 10, 15 degree water.
Yep.
Make sure we have towels on hand and warm shit.
We will.
Yes.
You know what's great? I really thought I was gonna get one of the worst, but I think I get the best out of these three.
I got date night from him. I gotta bring a stuffed animal and blow it out to a restaurant.
All right, Carl, I want you to open the rest. And
Okay, so the rest of them were
Oh, I can't wait till we get the double. Here, give me one.
shot collar.
Oh, I have the double in my hand
Here's
right
the
now.
double.
Oh, you got the double? What was the double?
There was
Here's
a
the
double in
double.
here.
You guys got lucky.
Wear a rival's jersey
Plus.
plus karaoke.
Ooh, wear a rival jersey while karaoke.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I
And
got,
I
this
got
one.
body waxing.
Oh.
The hat's not near me. I can't read it anymore.
30-minute stand up at a bar. This is a random stand up that you have to do.
Okay. There's one left.
Now we're gonna save some of these punishments,
Mhm.
Yes.
We'll save all of them.
even those we already picked.
Little nitro gummy bear. So that was what the hot gummy bear.
That was the
Hard to
5 million Scoville gummy bear I ate before. French made date.
Here's one: mac and cheese lemonade.
do. And I think we got the last two.
Yes, this is the last.
Yes or no with Zoe. 3 rounds.
So that means she's behind you and she holds up foods to your left and right.
Yep.
yes or no, meaning a smoothie.
Yes.
Yes.
And this one, last one, super hot wings from a place. They're
So-
hottest wings.
So I think Bean Boozled is one of the best, right? Obviously, the karaoke and the rivalry jersey of stand up bar would be great.
I should have gotten the shot collar one.
I used to be a
Yes.
swimmer, and I'm not liking this at all.
Polar plunge.
But
I'll
yeah,
do it. I'm down for it. I don't care.
I saw you guys pick them like off like you should get into it. Pick one.
date night from hell, man.
So I don't have to do the dodgeball anymore.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Mrs. Google really wanted the date night from hell, and it was the first one pulled.
Yes.
You heard her say yes.
I heard. I'm like, God damn it!
And then
She came in running, and then she said triple date.
You know what I'm gonna choose as my date? I'm gonna go to Walmart. and
Well,
find a
you know
giant-
what? We have to film it.
Yeah.
So technically, he does have to be on a double date at least.
At least a double.
Yes, but I'm gonna choose a giant ass.
No, you don't get to choose.
Why don't I get to choose?
Oh no, it's either or. You lost picks, buddy. I'm calling the place.
Oh, God.
And I'm gonna see what they're okay with. Now, chances are you're probably not gonna have a blow up dog.
I was gonna say I was gonna pick a giant ass.
I don't
stuffed
think any
bear.
nice place is really gonna be
I got
okay
some
with
stuff.
a blow up dog.
None of the
So-
You can go to Walmart and find
Here's
a
the
10-foot
question.
stuffed bear.
Who
Man.
wants to do the double? Do you want it to be a double date or a triple date? It has to be at least a double because one of us has to be there filming it.
We can be triple date.
Okay, so Carl, we got to figure out Mr. and Mrs. Google's gonna probably want Zoe and Zane.
Yep.
I gotta get with Mandy to see when she's okay. and then I gotta get. So it's probably gonna be a day that it's your weekend with the kids, and you and Megan, and then you and your lovely Dave, and we will figure out a place all together.
Oh, guess what? I'm getting what's her name involved in this too.
Leah,
Yes, of course.
How's she gonna be involved? She can't be there.
Yes, you can.
No, she can't.
She
I
can
don't want to make it
watch.
more
She
awkward.
can watch.
I don't want to make it more awkward.
she
No,
can, she
no,
can eat his real date's food.
Yeah.
no, let's not. I don't want to make it more
Are you
awkward.
reading the cold take?
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, cold
Are you ready
take
for the
time.
cold take?
If you talking to the mic, I will be.
Ooh,
I am talking.
that's a long one too.
You're all gonna like this one.
What is a
Oh, by the way, Manny has plenty of big stuffed animals you can use. I'm going for blow up doll. You already knew that was gonna be my pick.
All right. Let him do the cold
okay.
take.
What is something you're going through right now that
That the other morons.
the other morons don't know about?
They secretly loves his date with stuffed animals. Or
Fuck right off.
something you're going
Mr.
through.
Google went super deep tonight.
So he says something
I'll
That
go
you're
first.
going
Going
through that the other morons don't know about.
I have to pee really bad.
So do I.
That's cheap. Nope, that doesn't count.
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
'Cause
Jimmy.
he knows about this, but Zach didn't. Not really. Yesterday I had a bad day with my depression and my anxiety. I thought about either choosing the bottle or something else, and I just got low. And I just leaned on Carl a little bit, but he was busy working. But I chose my coping skills. I just listened to music, read a book, and
And I'm proud of you for that, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Carl wasn't available. You didn't reach out to me. That's a different damn story. That's why you made
Yeah.
the damn blow up doll, motherfucker. With the big old ass dildo. It's not gonna be that vulgar. It's a nice place. But I'm proud of you though. Carl wasn't available. Instead of calling me, you went straight to, probably because I had the concussion. Maybe you didn't want to bother me. You went straight to coping mechanisms. And I can tell you right now, I'm very proud of you. You didn't choose the bottle. You didn't choose anything else. You said, let me do, hey, Carl's not available. Let me find something else besides. And you know, I want you to know you can always reach out to me.
yes,
I
do know
you
that.
can ask
But there's
Mandy.
also be times where I might have to stand on my own and figure out, hey, maybe I can do this on my own.
You can ask Mandy. I've definitely left a room with people and I've had company. I've talked to you
Yeah.
when I've had a company and I've at least talked to you for 25, 30 minutes. But I'm proud of the fact that you reached out to someone who wasn't available and you did other coping mechanisms. That shows signs of, okay, Carl's not available. I don't know if I want to bring this to somebody else. Let me kind of just like figure it out on my own. I love that for you. That's a big step and a round of applause. If we had a round of applause button, we press it, but you know what? Round of applause, because that's something I think 3-4 months ago, you would have chose alcohol.
Oh, it shows about yes.
Well, how many days sober?
I think almost 200.
Woo.
So what's
Nice.
that? Like,
Over 6 months.
6.
yeah, so
7
4 months ago when you're 2 months sober, you might have chosen the bottle. But now that you're over 6 months, you chose something. Oh, close to 6 months, you chose
I
that.
asked, what did you do?
You read a book?
I read a book and listened to
What
music.
book?
I read the 3rd book in the 4th Ring series.
Nice.
Okay, good.
No one's gonna criticize you for what.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, no, it's the 3rd book. I like the story.
I read too. Like I've discovered reading.
So Carl, you want to go next?
I gotta pee. I don't want to go.